All right, thank you very much for joining us on the live stream, wherever you are watching around the world. This is the 2018 Team Navy ASRL Open. We're up here on the deck at the beautiful Elouera Surf Club. We've just finished up racing here in the rounds, and we'll talk about that later. But Nick Sampson from Avalon Beach, mate, you've been sucked into the live stream. Welcome.
Thank you, mate. It's been a whirlwind 20 minutes to find out what's going on, but
I was about 8 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's true, but here we are, and away we go.
Absolutely. Give us a bit of background about yourself. Everybody's heard too much of my voice, and we're trying to palm it off, but you're obviously New South Wales boy and pretty excited to be here.
Yeah, rode for Avalon Beach for about almost 10 years now, Aaron. I've got the opportunity to race for New South Wales and for Australia in 2015, and had a great experience there, so I really understand where all the excitement for all the crews are today, racing in the interstate, and for tomorrow for the Trans-Tasman.
Absolutely. No one wants to hear about us. We've got the beautiful Elouera right to my left here from Tallebudgera Surf Club in Queensland. Welcome, of course, and we've sucked you in. We've heard you're the little media marketing guru up there, so it's your time to shine.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Definitely a different perspective of surf rowing than what I was anticipating. Not too bad to be up here than in the water, but it's always a bit of a miss when you're not rowing.
Absolutely. Do you have first? Drew Howe will hate that. Look at him sitting in the back. I'm just warming you up, Drew. Just warming you up. Under 19 women, this is a preview for the 2018 Interstates, and that will be the first race is the Under 19 women. New South Wales, Queenscliff Red Rockets. Queensland, Dicky Beach Tushies. Of course, they're and looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, they've been rowing really well this year. They've, I think they got second overall in the branch championships. They've been a consistent crew over a couple of carnivals. It's been really good to watch their development this year.
Yeah, Port Canberra, a brand new crew out of. We are live streaming around the world here at the 2018 Team Navy ASRL Open.
You know, the most beautiful Sydney day, looking out over Botany Bay where Captain Cook landed. You know, he'd be proud. He'd be proud of what's happening today as a maritime exercise. We've got, you know, like.
Do you think he slewed coming in? He would on these because he's got some pretty solid swells. Yeah. We haven't talked about the surf yet. Actually, we came in this morning. It was about half a foot, and the masters were, you know, it kind of built to about a foot and a half.
It was glassy too. It was
offshore.
It was like a first date. Rocking up this morning, big talk of cyclone swell. It was like that first date that, you know, it's sort of disappointing. Like that moment you walk a blind date where you don't see like totally connect with the person.
There you go.
But it has grown on me like that blind date, and I tell you what, the surf is just unbelievable.
Exactly, it's turning into a 2-year marriage because we're looking at the moment.
Dave's in love. That's right.
What about looking out there at the moment, Drew?
Look, it's actually calmed down a little bit. The wind really came up, as you said, and the weather flicked around. And it became quite choppy out there. There's some decent sets rolling through. We've had a bit of carnage already in the reserve heats. But it looks like it's settled down. It's pretty fair racing, I would say. It's a really nice long wave across the beach here at Elouera. In saying that, it's going to take a fair bit of surf skill, particularly from sweeps, to be able to call a decent race.
Absolutely. We have been talking to Edwina right before that's been frothing at the bit about Queensland, mate. Give us a realistic opinion of how they're going to go.
Look, there's 8 events, and I think 8 golds is realistic. No, I'm joking. Yeah, look, the open male, the Mojitos from Tallebudgera, they're a rock solid crew. They've been competing under the tutelage of their sweep swoop. Just, you know, they're really super consistent, as are Swoop's women, who are the representatives, the Kalus. I think we've got the Alex guys in under 19.
We've got it here. We're going to do a preview, and we are going to talk about the Victorian lawn team. Jeff Matthews, 3 crews, lawn 4 crews.
4 crews, yeah, open men and women, and reserve men and women as well. Sorry, Jamie was sweeping one of the crews there, but 4 lawn crews, very dominant down in Victoria. I'll try to be impartial, of course. I'm a lawn man myself. But very dominant, particularly from Jeff's crews. Yeah, he's a very professional sweep. He knows how to go about it. He's been doing it for a number of years. And they're really going to give it to, or Victoria as a whole, are going to give it to the other states. It's going to be interesting today. New South Wales, once again, will go in favourites. You know, they've won it one of the last couple of years, and they're quite heavily dominant, mainly because their juniors are strong. I think open men and women across the board, it's pretty equal. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Torquay got a couple of crews as well in that Victorian team. Paul Campbell back in the game as well with the under-19 girls.
Great to see.
We are going to preview the under-19 men, and I'm going to ask Drew to read them out on this sheet. I've very quickly got to run inside and check something. Under-19 men, it's all you boys.
Okay, we've got the North Cronulla Young Guns representing New South Wales. For Queensland, we've got Alexander Headlands, H&H.
Yeah, solid crew. Been winning all in their division consistently. Picked up the visit. They raced off for it and they picked it up in Coolum the other day. So.
Yeah, of course, North Cronulla, a very solid club. Well, I'd say the biggest surf boat club in Australia currently. Very strong era down there.
They must be breeding them down there at the surf
club. I think they are, mate. They've got around 20 crews.
You look at the tents across the beach and then there's North Cronulla and it's like a circus big top.
It's like going to the Russian Moscow circus or something, isn't it?
I'm expecting the Cossack hat or something.
It's I think they are about 20 crews strong, which is incredible.
Can you imagine that?
In surf boats, that's exactly right. All right, moving on. South Australia, we've got the Port Elliot Shark Bait there, representing South Australia. As you've got the news down from South Australia.
The Port Elliot Shark Bait, Troy Irvine's a sweep there. He's been a very experienced around for a number of years. They've been around 2 or 3 years. It's going to be very interesting to see how they go. It's their first time on the national stage at any kind of level. As it's going to be with a lot of these under-19 crews, and it's so hard to predict how that's going to work because they're so fresh, and we don't just quite have that form guide, do we? We don't have the 4-page Herald Sun lift out, so we're going in blind.
Nice, that's exactly right. Of course, Tasmania here, it was just fantastic. They've got a showing. They've got a couple of crews drafted in from other states for several divisions, but in the under-19 men, they are represented by their own, and that is the Penguin 2 Blues. I wouldn't think that you'd know too much about what's going on in Tasmania, Dave, coming from the Golden State up there.
Other end of the East Coast spectrum, but it's gold they're here, you know. And I think it's just Tassie. I mean, you wouldn't want to roll it in Tassie, I reckon.
This would be an absolute sauna for them, wouldn't it? They would go out.
I saw them boating over at the moment.
They would want to roll out of the boat and go for a swim, I think.
Do they cut holes in the back of their wetsuits?
Yeah. Okay, well, no, we're moving on. Victoria, we've got the Torquay, the boys, as
Jackson
your old
Costa.
man, Scott Tannehill. Oh, no, Jackson's
Jackson
sweeping
Costa,
okay.
27-year-old there from Torquay, Rod Costa's son. Rod will be on in a minute, so he'll be very proud of him making his first state team as a sweep. Fresh boys, it's going to be interesting to see how they go. A wild card. Don't think they'll win it, but we'll see how we go. And then WA, the Mullaloo Vikings. Mullaloo there, a little bit north of Scarborough, of course, where we're heading in a couple of months' time for Aussies. Absolutely. So it's great to see WA, the yellow and blacks, flying the flag. I don't know too much about the Mullaloo Vikings, but I cannot wait to find out. I've seen them getting around. They're bloody pretty big boys.
I was looking at the WA team kit, actually, and
it's quite
I think
nice,
it's called the Suns. I think,
very good.
And I think
there's a theme going on there. The Scorchers, the Suns.
It looks good.
Quick tip, boys. We've got to keep moving through. I'm going. It's between Queensland and New South Wales for this one, just because they're going to have much more experience as under-19 crews, I think, in these conditions. But
these surf conditions are a bit Queensland-esque, so they might have an advantage. But you never know who's got the horsepower with these young guys.
All right, moving on to the under-23 women. Okay, under-23 women will be next on the program, of course. And this is a fantastic category. We have New South Wales, the North Cronulla mixed juggernauts. For Queensland, the Tallybudgera 2 strokes. For the South Australia, we have Glenelg Sirens for the South Australian team there. Tasmania, we have Palm Beach being drafted in from New South Wales. Victoria, the Fairhaven Sea Dragons. And WA, we have North Cottesloe Resolute. A little quick wrap up there, Aaron.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go, we're going to have to move through this one a little bit quickly. I think WA is one to watch here, but I think this is the most evenly contested, hottest category we got. Yeah. I think you've got Tallybudgera and North Cronulla. Glenelg Sirens are in the state team for the 3rd year in a row. Fairhaven won the under-19 girls last year, so we'll just see how we go.
There you go. You heard it first from Az. Very good. Now we'll shift on to the under-23 men. And once again, hotly contested crew. What's really interesting with this, Dave, is, and same with the under-23 women, the best crews in this division will mix it with an open men or women crew.
Yeah. Like the 23 guys that end up getting picked for the state team, you wouldn't want to come up against them in an A-grade heat because
the word man-child comes to mind. No, you've got some really fit, strong boys there coming through.
They've got the hardware. Just not always the software yet, but that comes really quickly.
Well done. All right.
I'm going to very quickly. We're starting in 5 minutes. No, you're staying here. I'm going to go down to the beach. We'll just quickly move through these. We're starting in 5 minutes' time, so just letting you know, we are doing a presentation for the Coolum Surf Club boat for Team Navy in about 4 or 5 minutes, and we're on. So you boys keep moving through this.
Yeah, go for it. And we'll see you down the beach.
Okay, we'll just do this for the folks at home so you know who's representing each state. Under 23 men, New South Wales are the North Cronulla Funky. Queensland, Alexandra Headlands, H&H. Once again, they've got a couple of crews in Queensland. South Australia, we have the Somerton BSB. Okay, we've got Tasmania Currumbin crew, Victoria the Torquay Pirates, WA North Cottesloe, the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Okay, we'll move on now to the reserve women. Dave, take us through that.
So reserve women for New South Wales, we've got Avalon Beach Bandits. For Queensland, we've got a group of Stillwater rowers that came together to form the Coolum Chums. South Australia, Henley, Nick Nat Brennos, so a bit of a amalgamation there to create that name. Tasmania, Palm Beach, Queensland stepping in. They're getting a Guernsey. Victoria, Lawn Antics, any stories about them?
It's actually the Lawn Attics.
Attics.
Which, if you read it quickly, it's the Lawnatics.
Lawnatics, I get it. I've heard of the Lawnicorns or something.
The Lawn Unicorns.
Yeah.
The Lawn Bowlers, the Lawn Mowers, there's a few out there.
Lawnatics, very good. And WA, Northcott, 7-foot GIFs.
Northcott, wow.
Yeah, sweet as. So
representation here.
Okay, on to the reserve men, my favourite division. New South Wales, Newport Sea Cucumbers, solid crew. Maroochydore Force, they've been dominating Queensland racing, including my crew. South Australia, Glenelg Green, Tasmania, Burnie Gold, Victoria, Lorne Wazovics. Is that a WA Victorian amalgamation?
South Australia and
it's
Vic,
like
yes,
nothing says Victoria like WA in an acronym. Okay, and finally WA City of Perth. Oh, big fella's joined us. What's your thoughts on the conditions?
Conditions? You're talking about conditions? Oh, mate, it's going to be sensational. Look at it. It's even dropping off a little bit for this event, I reckon. We're going to be really lucky here, Dave. And, I'm really looking forward to it. Go to Big V.
Go to Big V. Oh, we've got a bit of hometown bias. Okay, so open women. Let you know who's racing. New South Wales Palm Beach Patriots. As mentioned, the Tallabudgera Kaloos for Queensland. South Australia, the Henley Hueys. Tassie, North Narra stepping in, the Broadbeans from New South Wales to make up those numbers. Why do they do that? Do you know, is it just so the points add up?
Yeah, they just draft a crew because they don't have anyone in that division. Yeah.
Victoria, North, Lawn Edge, and WA, the North Cottesloe 6-foot stiffs.
Wow. All right, now that is going to be hotly contested. We've got Palm Beach, interestingly enough, narrowly missed out on the Australian crew, which was taken by Elouera, but they've claimed the New South Wales representation honours, which is huge. Tally, we know they put up a great show every time representing Queensland. The Henley Hueys, Henley's been strong for a number of years now. Well done to the girls there. North Narra being drafted in. Once again, another strong boat club in New South Wales. We've got Lawn Edge. I will say that they're a particularly good-looking crew. I have to. My wife's in that crew. And North Cottesloe, 6-foot stiffs. Well, with a name like that, they've got to be competitive.
They're upright competitors.
Well done. All right, Rod, take us through the open men. We got
some real big ones there, Drew, haven't we, in the open men? Bulleye. What a great club, the Bulleye Club in New South Wales. The Tallabudgera crew from Queensland, they're going really well too. I've watched them in Ocean Thunder. Henley MacDogs seem to be there every year, and no doubt the South Australians will want to be right up there with them. This crew, the Burnie Sultans, the Tasmanians, we'll be keeping an eye on them.
The Sultans of Swing, perhaps?
Yeah, and the Big V, Jeff Matthews at the helm, Lawn 31s. I think probably about 6 state teams in a row, Drew, something along those lines for Lawn.
Solid competitor.
Solid competitor, Jeffrey, yeah. And North Cottesloe Boatmen. They'll go right. Always good crews from North Cottesloe. Never let the side down. I'm going to go for Bulleye. I reckon Bulli you can't. Bulli are a fantastic surf boat crew.
Fair play there, Rod.
But, Lorne won't go too bad either, Drew.
Oh, absolutely. Look, that's once again going to be hotly contested. It's Bulli, it's fair to say, have been the crew that everyone's chased now for the last couple of years. Has been heavily dominant. Very pro outfit down there.
Yeah.
And
that's them. That's all the crews.
And that is the crews. Yeah. That's the wrap up for the Interstate Challenge. We had to get through that pretty quickly, ladies and gentlemen at home, because we're about to head down to the beach very shortly for the beginning. So we'll just run through the format of the Interstate Challenge. So we have we go through all the crews, all the divisions: under 19, female, male, under 23, men and women, in the reserves, men and women, and then of course we finish up with the open women and open men.
Yep.
They have basically a match race, state on state,
to the beach,
and then we go on to the relay. All right, we're heading down to the beach now.
Well, here we are, folks. We're down on the beach at beautiful Elouera. Beautiful Elouera on this wonderful Friday, and we have a presentation to make. It's a presentation of a magnificently done up surf boat with quite a little bit of money, and it's in appreciation of the support that we've got from Australia's maritime service for the last 10 years. And what I'm talking about is the Royal Australian Navy have been wonderful supporters of surf lifesaving and surf boat racing in particular. And with us today to make this presentation of this wonderful surf club, and I'll tell you before I tell you who is going to make the presentation, that this is the Coolum Beach Rowers. Have a look at them. Let's hear it for the Coolum Beach Rowers. And the Coolum Beach Rowers are happy to make the presentation, folks. We're very, very happy, and we're privileged to have the attendance today of Captain Charlie Stevenson. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon. Shall I take these?
Yes, Charlie. Look, we've had some wonderful support of the surf boat scene from the Royal Australian Navy over the period of 10 years. We're very, very happy with that. Can you tell us what your involvement has been?
Well, I just wanted to say that it's been obviously a long association, as you say, over the last 10 years. And for us, it's a great honour and pleasure to be able to present this boat today to the Coolum Surf Club. I think our association has some very strong bonds. We have common interests, I think, the Surf Rowers League and the Royal Australian Navy, in that we are about protecting the coastline, protecting Australians and keeping them safe. And I think we have some good common interests such as teamwork, fitness, resilience and service. So it's a real honour to be part of this, I guess, partnership that's existed for so long, and I'm really pleased to be able to present this surf boat today to the Coolum Surf Club. And
Charlie, the presentation will be made to one of Coolum's favourite sons. I've got to say it. A fella who's been instrumental in surf boat racing for something like 50 years. When I look at him, it might be a little bit more than 50 years. But look, I can tell you what, he's the chairman of the Coolum Licence Club Committee up there at Coolum. He's been all sorts of things right throughout club administration, and it's a wonderful thing that he will be accepting the boat on behalf of Coolum. Charlie.
Thank you. John Ellison, on behalf of the Royal Australian Navy, I'd like to officially hand this surf boat across to you and your club and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Charlie. Just a few words of appreciation. The Team Navy has been such a strong supporter of surf boat rowing, and we greatly appreciate your involvement and the support that we get. And this boat will be put to very good use, and but we're just so thankful that it's going to help grow our section and we've got all these young people involved, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So Charlie, once again, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
All good. when we get this done. I'll get you both to jump in the middle. Round those. Hang on. Go away, then we go around. Good on you, Adam. Aaron.
Jump right in centre.
You in there, John?
Fantastic. Welcome back up the top here. And a little presentation there we saw of Coolum winning a boat. Fantastic. Featuring one of the Commodore of the Navy, obviously Don Alexander down there doing that. What a coup for a club to win a surf boat.
Oh, mate, look, imagine taking a brand new rigged surf boat home from an event like this. Look, $30,000 odd, Drew.
It's fantastic. It certainly helped the club, and well done to Coolum there. And we will talk about the Navy a little bit. Team Navy, obviously a huge supporter and sponsor of the Australian Surf Rowers League. That relationship's been going on for many years, so big thank you to them. They do put a lot into the sport, and it's a nice mix, isn't it, Frank? It's a very nice partnership.
Oh yeah, I've been sort of involved from the days of Wollongong and before that, and the Navy have continued to really support us. You know, and the good thing about the Navy is you hear a lot of people in sponsorship that want their pound of flesh. They demand this, they demand that, or, you know, football clubs and all that. Well, the Navy have been so sort of tolerant of what we do. In actual fact, they actually help us. Don Hogarth comes every year. He'll get all the medals ready, gets them all printed, gets them all done, all presented, and he'll be down there on the beach giving out the medals to the winners.
He's a great man, Don Hogarth. He's done a lot in that era, and really bringing Navy, or the Royal Australian Navy, to the people of Australia as well through his other pursuits as well. He's involved in a number of sports, so well done to them.
Yeah, Drew, this year's the 10th year of the Navy sponsorship for surf boat rowing in Australia. 10 years straight, so an amazing effort from them.
It is a nice union. Of course, the Navy protects the waters and the borders of Australia, and us surf lifesavers, we do it on a slightly smaller scale, Frank.
We certainly do, especially guys of my age.
Slightly smaller boats, yes. Not much in it, but okay. Look, moving on. We were talking about the program there before we had to flick down to the beach, so we do have races for each division, and then of course that is finished up with the relay. Now we'll quickly go through that and what it involves. Rod, you want to talk us through that?
Yeah, the relay, it'll be 8 laps now. We've got 2 new divisions this year with the under 19 female and the reserve grade female, so all 8 crews in a relay style. They can choose what league they do and in what order, and that'll be up to their team managers, and it's just going to be full of excitement because you know, the young ones could be up against the old ones, the men up against the women.
Fantastic.
It'll be great fun.
That's exactly right. So a little bit of strategy. You can see we were just down on the beach there checking out the Queensland crews. Now that would be the under 19 women, I believe. The under-19 women, and of course that is the Queensland Alexandra Headlands H&H. No, sorry, that's the men. Oh, I'm getting that slightly confused there. That would be the Dicky Beach Tushies. With the camera sweeping across the beach now, you can see there's quite a few people coming down to check out this spectacle here at Elouera. Frankie, back to the relay, the strategy involved.
Well, I've been lucky to be one of the only people to win an interstate for Victoria. It was the only one Victoria ever won, and I've got to say my crew participated, but if you'd seen the efforts of the crew from Fairhaven with Jeff Matthews and Ronnie Diamond sweeping, this is how the buzz on that day. They went into the last round behind Austinmere, and we're going to the beach, but I can tell you this later.
Oh, I didn't know it was the Frank show. Okay, look, we're just going to talk a little bit about the interstates. We're ready to go, sorry. We're getting wound up here a little bit. We're heading down to the beach.
Under 19 female.
Here we go, the time has come. It is time for the 2018 interstates, and we are on the water's edge here. And we've got the under 19 women on first. We're just going to pan a bit to the right. As we can see, Queenscliff representing New South Wales. We'll see how they go. Panning to the right again, Dicky Beach, the Tushies from Queensland. Western Australia there in alley number 3. Great to see them right in the middle of the action to start with. Then we're focusing at the moment on the Tasmanians, I should say, in alley number 4, the pink boat. and that's Elouera drafted for that team. Then we got Jason McGaffin with the girls from Southport representing South Australia right at the end, all the way from Western Victoria at the very end of the Great Ocean Road. The Port Campbell Princesses. This is it. We've got 8 races in a row. Then we got the big one, the relay. Get ready. We got 2 hours of racing here at Elouera Beach for the 2018 Interstate Championships. Back to you at the top.
Thanks, Az. We're back up top here. All right, we've got the under-19 women on the beach. We've got Eddie here on my right, on your left. She's from Talabudgera.
Yep, sure am. Good to be here.
Fantastic, great to have you here too. And we've got Frank who's going to sign off. Dave, come on in. They're on the line. Frankie, your last words?
Well, mate, see the under-19. These are the under-19 girls. Look at out there in the surf. Have a look at what they're going to go through. This is something you wouldn't have thought about 5 years ago. Anyway, I'm going to go off and have a look at it. I'm going to bring Dave in because the young voices are better. See ya.
See ya, Frankie. All right, Eddie. What's your read on this one?
Oh, I don't know. I reckon it's going to be the under-19 Dicky Beach girls. They represented Queensland last year and did pretty well, and they've had a good season.
You're in a Queensland sandwich here.
I am too, aren't I? I've got no choice. Come on, the big V. You know, I'm actually a New South Welshman, birth-wise anyway, but I'm Mexican these days. Okay, on the line. Let's get back down there. That's right, Queensland once again. Well, the cameraman really likes Queensland. They're getting quite a few...
I'll be back.
Quite a bit of airtime, I should say. All right, we have, we'll run it through it again. We've got the Queenscliff Red Rockets, rather, for New South Wales. We've got the Dicky Beach Tushies, Eddie's favourite. The Southport Scallywags for South Australia. Tasmania. We don't know who is in there at the moment. They were going to draft a crew from another state. And then we also have the Port Campbell Princesses for Victoria, who've done a fantastic job throughout the qualification process to get in here. And then, of course, the Northcott Good Vibes all the way from WA. They're on the line, the flag's up.
So you
can we go to the beach? No one wants to watch us.
So you've got probably about a metre and a half shore break. And then we go into a bit of a gutter. The back bank is really starting to fire up. It's not too hollow, so not too many crews are getting, completely swallowed.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
But it makes it really interesting on the way in. It's a really diverse course. There's a real mix of skills, so it's not going to be just the pure boat speed and pure horsepower that'll win it.
I would think that this is. In my eyes, Dave, the best surf boat conditions. There's a little bit for everyone.
Yeah.
A little bit of luck involved, would you agree?
Yeah, well, the chop and the wind is coming in, so it is really coming down to skill, I think.
That's exactly right. It differentiates the crews, their ability to read, the sweep's ability to read the wave, the crew's ability to keep the bow down, the nose flat, and power through the water, not bounce, not spin the wheels. This is going to be a great contest. Very excited.
So yes, nearest. So can we go from right to left on the screen there?
That'd be nice.
If we just throw back down the beach, as we see it, we'll see. I think we've got on the northernmost side, we've got New South Wales. Then I think it might be Queensland.
That's right.
Yeah. Tasmania.
South Australia.
WA, Victoria. And South Australia. South Australia down the end. Well, they're holding them a bit. The flag's up. The tension's building. The surf out the back. There's not some biblical set on the way.
Now you can see there, on the screen, we've just lost that shot, but the flag was up there. The athletes are holding the boat. It's quite an intense period now while they're waiting for the gun to go off.
Yep. Your nerves are running. It's your only race and you haven't had a proper warm-up. Sometimes you just get really jittery. You just got to hold it together, keep composed and focus.
You take deep breaths, Eddie? What keeps
absolutely.
you?
Just focus on where you got to land, what you're doing, and that's it.
Just get in. Just get in the boat.
and
feel the rhythm, feel the power.
That's it.
I know we always had a mantra during my run. Oh, and they're often racing. Sorry, we'll get back to that. And we've got the Queenscliff Red Rockets on screen there, the left-hand side of screen. I apologise, sorry, that was the Tasmanian crew. Avoca Beach have been drafted in for Tassie. Queenscliff have been checked on the left-hand side.
Yep.
And also Port Campbell have been checked there. They've sort of gone sideways. You can see them in the middle to the right of the screen. Okay, they're already dropped a couple of boat lengths. The Queensland crew's out strong.
Yeah, powering away. The crews have stopped, so you'll actually see, if we change screen, you'll see some of them have stopped rowing because out the back it's just monstrous. They're waiting, and then once the wave's broken, they'll pick it up as a crew and really attack that wall of water coming towards them that's broken.
Great call, Dave.
Here we go. Oh, we got the South Australian crew coming through.
Oh, South Australia there. Oh no, that's Northcott out on the right-hand side. We've got another one building. Oh, you can see Avoca Beach getting airtime. South Australia getting airtime. The Victorian crew getting airtime, and Northcott being cleaned up by a wave. They've been shot backwards there.
Sent back to Perth.
They have been sent back to Perth. That's a rough break. Oh, one would think it's going to be tough for them to get back into this now.
Yeah. Look.
So who have we got?
Is that the name of Good Vibes? That's a tough.
I think that's a tough gig. All right, we're on the drone shot. Fantastic footage there.
Here we go.
So you can see out in front, we've got your Queensland crew. That's the Dicky Beach Tushies, rowing well, powering
Champions
out.
last year, actually.
Yes, Eddie mentioned
absolutely.
that before. Fantastic.
And, they've just gotten better and better internally within Queensland, and
now interestingly, besides them on the right-hand side, you've got the Avoca Beach crew, who's actually been drafted into the Tasmanian state team.
Yep.
So they're looking very nice at the moment.
They might be flying the flag for the Apple Isle here.
Tasmania being represented. All right, great vision once again there at the bottom of screen. That'll be the Queenscliff Red Rockets. Oh, that's Northcott still trying to make their way out.
Oh, Northcott.
And they're just stuck in the wave zone there.
It's a bit of a tough break to get through. Oh, here we go.
The classic situation.
There's another wave building. We can't quite see that. Oh, here they go.
They've stayed upright.
Oh no, one's out. One's swimming.
No,
one's gone for a swim. They better go and grab him. Grab her, rather.
So what do you do here, Eddie?
You get back in that boat as soon as you can. That's all you can do.
So swimming back. So what about the crew? They haven't got the full team.
Yep, straighten back up, but make sure you're facing. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, facing out. Looking sideways.
This is
not a good idea.
that's horrible for the Northcott crew. They've come all the way from WA. That's a really rough break. You can see them there turning the boat. They're going to head back for the beach now. And regather and see if they can get back out.
But hang on, out the back, coming back to the drone footage here.
Meanwhile, that's right.
Is this Dicky Beach Tushies?
This is the Dicky Beach Tushies for Queensland leading the way. Behind them, just you can see on the frame there, that's Avoca Beach representing Tasmania.
Yes.
And then just behind them, that's South Australia.
Pulling on the big one.
Queensland, you can see. Well done.
Yeah, look,
there's a bit of arse about that too. They've got down that runner there. That's really well done. Great sweep skill.
There are a couple behind them as well.
Holding the guys in their seats. They don't have to row, and they probably won't have to here. I think they're far enough ahead. Looks like Avoca Beach has gone sideways behind them.
Tushies are through, but out the back.
Oh, all three crews have gone sideways. Wowee.
Turning into a wild ride.
Who's coming in? That means South Australia.
No,
Victoria.
South Australia has come through. They've held that wave and they're going to grab second. Now the big V, this is Port Campbell Princesses, swept by Andrew Voges there, and he's going to come in and claim third. That's a great start for the Vic crew.
Avoca
Beach. They rode their hearts out and got themselves in a great position.
They did it.
Unfortunately went sideways on that wave and they came unstuck.
New South Wales finally making their way back into the area.
New South Wales just
finishing
the race off. Wow, what a start to the interstate.
What a start to the interstate. Hey, Queensland, one up. It's all smiles up here in the box.
This could be Queensland's day, so.
And New South Wales limping across the line here. That'll mean that they come fifth.
Let's chuck it down the beach. As what's happening. Maybe swap around with Albert.
Now, I'm not a Queenslander, boys and girls, but it must be a great feeling knowing you finished the race and New South Wales are still coming in.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It's our second time down to New South Wales to race. And they've turned it on again. It's a great venue. And
they have turned it on. We've definitely got to get this one on the DB Tushies Instagram, surely.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Tell us a bit about you girls. We were doing the previous show just before we started, and we kind of said you've had the experience now. It's your second year in a row in the state team, and you probably had that experience as a crew to get through this stuff. Under 19s is always hard, especially some first yearers, but you guys just came and turned it on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's getting like the competition's getting really well. Getting like really good. Yeah.
You're all media trained now. You just go with the standard answers. What about you girls? Obviously excited, a bit of a road trip. What's been the highlight so far before this race?
Well, we took a photo and we posted it on Instagram, and we were doing like the A and then the S and the ASRL.
Oh yeah, we'll have to give you prizes later.
Yeah.
I've got an under 19 girls crew as well, mate. How does this Instagram stuff go? Do you just shut down and let it be, or you a bit of fun?
I'm the photographer, so that's all I get to do.
Congratulations, Queensland took out the first race. Look down the barrel of the camera, give us a number 1. And as you look into the background, congratulations girls, we're moving into the under 19 men, left to right, Western Australia, New South Wales. Now they just got 5th overall then in that race, so they're the current champions. They're going to have to see how we go with that. Moving into Queensland, big win to start for them. Tasmania, South Australia, and Scotty Tannehill with the Torquay Pirates. They're in alley number 6. Back to you guys at the top. What a great way to start the interstates.
Ah yes, fantastic result there for Queensland. The Dicky Beach Tushies, of course, swept by Rob Flood. The girls, Kate Morecambe, Luca Sullivan, Victoria Barber and Natalie Dean in the bow. Well done, girls, and 1 up for the Queenslanders.
1 up. Queensland, good start. Class act, Dicky Beach Tushies. They just compete so well.
Right from the start.
Right from the start. But the time has come to move forward. We are on to the under 19 men. These guys, they're the wild childs of the surfboat movement. And, okay, lane 1, Mullaloo Vikings. That would be nearest us. Yep, that's right, there's the yellow. Lane 2, North Cronulla, Young Guns. Queensland from Alexandra Headlands, Tassie, Penguin 2 Blues. South Australia, Port Elliot Sharkbait, and the Victorian Torquay Yearda boys. So, look, these guys...
One day, sure will, mate. They're just going to go out hard, and I think there's no stopping. It's going to go. You're going it.
When you're 18, when you're an 18-year-old male surfboat rower, going out hard is the only thing you know.
There's no option. There's no.
I think it's fair to say they'd train pretty hard, but they'd also play pretty hard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a glorious stage. Get out and about. So if you're sitting at home, go join your surf club and get amongst it. All right.
As the crews are held on the line there, the flag's up, you can see. If we've got time, I just want to talk about how big a deal this is in terms of surfboat rowing to be able to represent your state. Surfboat rowing, whilst there are activities going on worldwide, it is very Australian sport.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is reaching the pinnacle of it. You know, obviously winning an Australian medal is the pinnacle, but representing your state is huge.
Look, the ASRL Open is just a short, very short second in terms of the prestige. And the interstate getting selected as a crew for your age division is you'll never forget it.
No, it's something really special. Like you get an opportunity once or twice if you're lucky, but for crews, especially some of the younger crews, they really enjoy it. They get around all the older crews, really bring them in tight, and it creates a community.
What's nice as well, you have your rivalries between crews, particularly within your state throughout the season. But as soon as you put on that state Guernsey, you unite as one. And then your enemies, the other states.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's united. It's just, it's a great way to bring different age groups and different activity, within the sport together.
Okay, we're on the line there. We've got some vision. You can see they're being held, so the flag's up.
You can see that back brake sort of firing up a bit. So we've got 2 brakes. We've got the brake on the beach, which is really kind of got a bit of punch to it. I think my ears are still ringing from this rowing it this morning. And out the back, you've got these just abs. Well, we've actually been on cyclone watch. What's the name of the cyclone? If anyone knows it, Gita or something. Gita. So Cyclone Gita is hovering somewhere in the Pacific, sending us, waves every 16 seconds that are sort of the size of a double-decker bus out the back. So really good day for these states to come and test themselves. Who's your pick? Who do you reckon?
personally, mate, watching North Cronulla row all year, I think they're going to be really tough not for the New South Wales crew.
Yeah, Young Guns.
Yeah, they had
North
a really
Cronulla.
good row at Young Guns this year. I think they're going to be tough to beat, mate. It's coming from a New South Welshman, though.
I know, like, it's a fair call, though.
It's
like,
an
they're damn good
absolute
crew.
nursery at North Cronulla. They are churning out.
Yeah, we said they've been growing them. They've been growing them in
25 crews or something North Cronulla have this year.
It's like
that is just absolutely incredible, and especially in all the younger divisions as well. It's not just the open men.
Here we go. They look poised. So first of all, the flag's gone up, then the gun at the back.
Gun's up.
The gun is up. And you'll hear the horn somewhere echoing across the beach.
He's dropped the gun down. Happy with that one?
So yeah, the starter's looking to make things as even as possible. And some are quite the perfectionist.
Yes,
you know,
certainly certainly make some of them sit on the line a long time.
Yeah, look, you know,
a pressure cooker there. They're really
and your heart's pounding, and you're like, please fire the gun and let's get it done. Because sometimes
looks like they're just holding them a second. They've had it. The flag's gone down. They're just having a little breather.
Yeah.
So the starter's not happy with conditions on the beach. Basically, you have a starter who's elevated. For those folk at home who are not so familiar with the sport, you have a starter who is elevated above and has a great view of the sea and what's coming. The idea of the start is that you want it to be fair, right across all 6 alleys. We're back on. Flags up. Guns up.
Oh, poised. Under 19 guys. Who is going to claim bragging rights for their state? And they're in, off they go. First good couple of strokes there for New South Wales. Punches through one there. Oh, heavy.
That's the Tasmanian
heavy
crew.
beating from
In
Tassie
Elouera
there.
boat. That's the Penguin 2 Blues.
Penguin
2 Blues rather,
yep.
And they've copped a rough one on the nose.
Out. It's the North Cronulla, but then also Alexandra Headlands. Queensland's having a good couple of starts in the first. Okay, over the first big second break back sort of wash there, punching through.
Alexandra Headlands for Queensland have got a really nice start. They did get checked a little bit there. If we can get some vision of that, you can see right across the field there. So out to our right-hand side, I believe that's the Victorian crew. They've had a rough start also. Then coming to the left, we've got South Australia. They've had a nice start. Now, it looks like they've actually crept ahead almost of Queensland. They've just snuck over one there. Great start. Tasmania, of course, copped a rough wave. So they've been checked. And WA on the far left, we can't quite see them in the vision, but they've just snuck over a wave and got quite vertical. And now probably 5 or 6 boat lengths behind the rest of the field. And New South Wales getting out nicely as well, starting to gain a bit of momentum. And you'd have to say it's quite even between New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia.
Yeah, New South Wales, Queensland, SA coming into that final break. So out past the cans. So you've got 2 sets of cans sort of that create an alley. Basically you have to paddle out through. So you've got the gate cans which you pass through first. What are your thoughts when you hit the gate cans?
Thank God you got through the break there, mate. And you really try and...
Okay, and then you get the turning cans. So 3 crews spinning around, New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, mate. This could be your state's race. Yeah.
I'm a big V man. Okay, South Australia's got a nice run out of that. So obviously the turns are quite a technical part of surf boat rowing. Ideally, crews will try and get around in 2 strokes, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on how conditions go. South Australia got a nice run out of that now. They're going to be trying to pick up a few runners.
New South Wales is milking that runner, pushing hard.
They're really powering down this wave here, New South Wales. Oh, he's lost it towards the side. Can they get over?
South Australia on the other side.
Oh, that wave's forming there. Queensland have fallen off the back. South Australia are down the front of that. That is huge in the scope of this interstate challenge.
Yes.
They are 1 wave clear of the field here in the under-19 men.
You'll see them running to the back.
You've got 3 crews all going to be on this. 3 crews all on this next wave.
The challenge for second. South Australia steered it in. Second, Queensland's going to be first.
Queensland, New South Wales, and Western Australia.
Oh, Victoria, actually, yeah.
Victoria.
Here we go. Yeah, no, they're going to row it across. New South Wales, Queensland. Oh, Queensland could be done out of third here.
New South Wales.
Very close for third. Third and fourth, New South Wales, Queensland and Victoria. Beautiful stuff. But you got the Port Elliot shark bait. from South Australia. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. South Australia, Aaron would be thrilled. They took the race off them on the way back in through the cans.
That was a sensational surfboat race. You could see it was neck and neck at the turn. South Australia exploded out of that turn. They put in the hard yards there, and geez, didn't it pay off. They got on that runner, they went down the front of it, and basically were a wave clear.
Okay, well, I think Aaron's pretty well ready down the beach. Let's throw it down to him.
Got the South Australian Port Elliott Sharkboat here. Troy, mate, what just happened?
Fantastic, mate. Boys rode well, did everything I asked them to row like they normally do, the best they can. That's exactly what they gave us.
Tell us a bit about the Sharkboat and the South Australians down there, obviously near Horseshoe Bay, and it's great to see the boys. This must be their first trip away, correct me if I'm wrong?
This is their first trip away, the first time rowing on the Pacific, and even down to Tommy here, his first flight ever in his life. So a whole new adventure for the lad.
Victor Harbour kids. Tell us a bit about the boys and their program and how much effort it actually does take. A couple of these boys possibly had year 12 or around that time here, so it's obviously hard to get the boys in the boat.
Yeah, exactly right, Aaron. They've been working flat out. They put in the hard yards during winter and paying the dividends now. We made an investment and the investment's cashed in right now.
Now, I don't care what you say, get up South Australia. Up
yeah!
boys! And it's back to you at the top.
Yes.
Up top, so
what
a race, hey?
What a race.
It's the hardest to pick.
Australia.
It's definitely
really
the most wide
straight out of the cans.
Completely so.
Sirens there for South Australia behind us, Palm Beach there.
South Australia just really
the drafted
rode
team
straight
from
out of those
Tasmania.
cans, and they were untouchable. Like no other crews came close to them coming down those waves. They really worked hard.
Yeah, brilliant. So who we got up next?
Up next, we've got the 23 female.
Actually, we might shout out the. So the sweep of those under-19 men was Troy Irvin, Matthew Reid, Cooper Obon, Riley Obon, so a couple of brothers in there by the looks, and Tom Ranke. Wow, great effort, guys, superb work. Who we got lining up now?
All right, on the line here for the 23 female. From Victoria and Elouera, Fairhaven Sea Dragons. From WA, we have North Cottesloe Resolute. From New South Wales, North Cronulla Mix Juggernauts. Queensland in Alley 4, the Tallabudgera Two Strokes. In 5, Tasmania, Palm Beach, New South Wales. And in 6, SA Glenelg Sirens. How are we looking here, boys? What's the thoughts for this one?
Well, gee, the Victorians, this is their second state team in a row. I reckon they might have a little bit of a crack at this, but South Australia are really on a roll. Who have they got in this one, South Aussie? Glenelg Sirens. Yeah, they've been around for a little while too.
Yeah, I know a little bit about the Tally Two Strokes. They, I think there's a couple of sisters in that boat, and they're not huge athletes, but boy, they compete.
They work hard.
Compete every time they're out there. They're just, I'm in awe of them. Really, they kind of.
A little bit about the start, guys. You get a good start here and get through that break. It's what it's all about, and you just need a little bit of luck too, I reckon. Sort of in Huey's hands. If you can get a good start, get a few good strokes, you can get over that first couple of little sets.
Tell the viewers about Huey. They might understand what you mean by Huey.
Huey's our surf god. The god of the surf. That's right. Huey's been around for a long time.
That's it, and we've got guns up here in the 23 women's, and we're off and away.
Under 23 girls. Here we go.
So all the boats got a bit of a check over the start there.
Yep.
We got them away.
It's
a good start too. Good start.
Yeah, good start. Queensland just probably a little bit first to that second bank there.
Yep.
Been working very hard to start her. You know, he the last couple of races he's held them, but he's seen the opportunity there to get them away, and all 6 boats away this time. So.
Yeah, Queensland pushing strong here. You'd say they're in a pretty good spot. Wave building for a couple of the crews, but I think they'll get over this one.
Yeah, up and over they go. I think that's New South Wales we got on screen. They, absolutely great skills. So once you head up and over that big break, sometimes you're actually launched out of your seat, and you have to sort of either land on your feet or try and almost catch your body weight before it comes down, and basically you land on your rump pretty hard. So something that these athletes, they're actually suspending all of their body weight on the oar, trying to keep it up as they approach. Who's the first through the gate can there? I reckon
Queensland, I think.
Queensland performing strongly, closely followed by New South Wales. And then it looks like Tasmania on the end, also doing very well.
Well, they hook around those cans, guys, and they're going to be chasing a few little runners. If they can get around and get into that wind, get that tail wind behind them, and come into the gate cans, they'll all be looking for waves. So it's still a pretty close one, this one.
Yeah, it looks like Queensland coming into the turn first. They'll be followed closely behind by New South Wales and Tasmania.
We're off, yeah. Give me a winner again. It's good you guys having a crack at this.
Okay, let's keep going. Okay, as they're coming back into the break zone, looks like that, Queensland might be doing really well. Out in front, nearly away, wave building underneath the crews here.
Western Australia really chasing this wave down. Can they get over it here? Western Australia coming down in alley 2. They're coming down strong. They've caught right up onto the Queenslanders
WA,
here.
Queensland WA.
On the waving
nicely.
Falling underneath Tally. Tally's coming, has to keep rowing here. It's caught up with with WA.
Here we go, coming down to the line, under 23 females. WA, Queensland pushing through into that final stretch. Oh gosh, it might be WA. They might have just had the better shape of the wave there.
Yeah, I think WA might have just edged that one out in front.
Yep.
They've rowed really well to get down that wave.
They're stoked. They're claiming it, WA.
That's it. The team's running around them.
Embrace. The team runs down to fully embrace them. Well done. Well done, guys. And they're punching the air. They're hugging.
Coming in third, brilliant. 4 and 5, all on the same wave there.
Yeah.
New South Wales, Queensland and SA. Sensational race again.
But WA, it's been shared around. What do we got? Queensland, South Australia, now
Tasmania.
Victoria. Was that Tasmania or was that WA?
That was WA in that one.
WA just got up, yeah. So look, the results are getting shared around.
Yeah. No crew's really dominating on top.
No. The points, it'll get very interesting late in the day. Here's WA. Look at them carrying their boat up triumphantly. There'll be a few high fives and a few hugs.
That's for sure. It's all going to come down to the relay at the end of the day. This could be an interesting afternoon.
Oh wow, New South Wales just, I think coming in. Victoria coming in, just finishing off the race. And that's the interesting thing about surfboats. Sometimes you can be the final crew across the line, but if you get wave of the day, you'll still get a standing ovation.
Yeah, that's surfboats. That's all you can say. There's nothing else.
You've still got to go for it. At the end of the day, you want to get that wave. You want to get the crowd pleaser. Make sure you get the most of your opportunity.
And the glory in the surf club later that afternoon.
Oh yeah, over a couple of beers at the end of the day.
Yes.
Talk about tall stories about.
And congratulations. I'm going to get in the middle here. It kind of gets WA back in the game. All points crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the shaky starts we had there, and I said to the girls, "Let's go for it. WA, let's go." And to their credit, on the way home, I don't know what was going on, but we got on one. So we got there. It was a great win. Great. I've only just taken over the crew. It's actually my first row with them, so it's a credit to them for the new sweep.
100% strike rate, well played. Girls, exciting out there. It's great to come over here with a bit of a swell more than a dead flat. Obviously you went well out there.
Yeah, we're used to rowing on the flat, and this is obviously a first time in the surf, but we're pretty pumped to get some waves and keep that coming over the weekend.
We are now doing the under 23 men. Look down the barrel of the camera, give us a number 1. And we are going to go back to the top for the under 23 men.
Too good. WA, pretty happy with how they went then. And
They've taken out a cracking race there, and race number 3 for the day.
Yeah.
Great row, well done, girls. Gee, they just got a nose ahead, didn't they? And got down that way. We've seen that. We've seen that in the first 3 races so far. If you do the hard work on the way out and then coming out of the can, you'll get the reward.
Pays off well at the end of the day. You've just got to get her out through those back through those gate cans and get into this wave zone and come home strong.
Absolutely. I mean, they were just behind Tally out going to the gate can and turning around, but then they just caught up and took over on that last wave in.
That's exactly right. Now, so that means 2 wins for Queensland, if I'm correct. No,
Tasmania and South Australia, I think.
Sorry, of course. No, Queensland came second to South Australia, so I'd put them a nose ahead at the moment on points. What do you reckon of that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty even.
I reckon you'd be pretty happy with that, Eddie, coming from Talabudgera.
Just keeping it underneath, you know, not trying to be too biased about it at all.
All right, of course, the under-23 men coming up now, which is going to be a hot race, I think. Who have we got in that one?
We have Somerton representing South Australia and Torquay Pirates representing Victoria. North Cottesloe, yeah, the boys for WA.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, the boys. North Cronulla Funky for New South Wales. Alexander Headlands H&H for Queensland, and Tasmania has pulled in Currumbin from Queensland.
That's a solid draft, isn't it? Yeah. Well done to Tasmania there. They've got a few connections. Okay, what do you think? Who's got the form, Nick?
Mate, North Cottesloe going to be tough to beat. Torquay Pirates, they've been around for a few years now. They've travelled over to the Worlds a couple of years ago. They've been doing the work. But of course, North Cronulla, mate.
North Cronulla from the surfboat factory down there. Yeah, just here in fact. Yeah, it's their home beach pretty much, I would say.
Yeah.
And they'd feel pretty comfortable, I imagine.
Yeah, just keep pumping them out, always. Don't know where they come from, but they've got them. Doing pretty well.
They've got baby-sized Speedos just down at the hospital, and when kids are born, yeah, they just slip them into them. There you go.
You're a boatie? Yep, great,
Sign
no
on the
worries.
dotted line, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, the conditions here are quite stable, as you've seen over the last 3 races. Nothing's changed too much. It's quite windy. We've got a bit of chop coming in from out the back, and a few sets rolling through from time to time as well. They're quite far apart, meaning that if you can get on that wave in front of the next boat, you can really separate yourself and get a place ahead. Tough conditions.
Yeah, we've already seen a couple struggle with that, getting pushed back, that's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly does your campaign no good when you get checked by a wave on the way out. Very hard to make up ground in these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. For everyone at home, we'll talk through the race a little bit as under-23 men are getting pulled onto the line here. Obviously, we've got the start, a huge component. As we said, if you get away a bit slower and you get checked by a wave, very hard work to get back. When you get out beyond the wave breakers, then you really settle into that long rhythm, long and strong. And that's probably a time as well when you can really pull back some crews or pull ahead going into the turn.
The strong crews really start to pull ahead in that middle section of the race there. They really assert their dominance once they've got through the break there.
All right, the flag's up here for the under-23 men. From left to right, we are looking at South Australia, Victoria, WA, New South Wales. We've got Queensland, and down in Alley 6, Tasmania, of course, being represented by Currumbin from Surfers Paradise, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've all done the drive a couple of times, I think. It's all a part of the journey.
That's right. That's the Northcott crew there from WA on screen. And just behind them, you've got New South Wales, which is the North Cronulla Funky Boys. Now, that's going to be a bit of a drag race between those crews, you'd think.
Yeah, certainly will be pretty interesting. But what's your pick? Who do you reckon?
Oh, mate, I steer clear of that game. Surf boats.
Very true. Okay, fair enough. Good call, good call. Yep, no problem. But here we go. Flag is up. It is ready to go.
A little bit of a shore break there they've got to deal with. Important that the rowers are really switched on at this stage of the game and keeping the boat still. If there's any movement, if the boat's going from side to side, of course when the gun goes and you want to get in the boat, if your side of the boat is tilted up, you can really make a meal of it. We've all done it, and it can be quite embarrassing.
Yep, you just end up in someone else's seat and not doing well for yourself.
Someone else's lap sometimes, that's right. Okay, being held
here. Got the guns up here for the 23 men's. Let's see what they do.
Here we go.
And they're in and away. There we go. The Northcote boys off to a good start. Pretty clean there. They were first to the first wave. Got checked a little bit. Everyone looks like they're away.
Pulling through really strongly. And we have South Australia going over.
Yeah, well done. Everyone's clean. No one's been checked at this stage. You could throw a blanket across the field. Maybe New South Wales just a nose in front there. It looks like they've got a really nice little run just over the shoulder of a couple of waves, meaning they didn't get checked at all. Yeah, it looks like they're a boat length ahead. And of course, out on the right-hand side, Currumbin, representing Tasmania, have done well. Torquay just checked there slightly. You may have been able to see that on the left-hand side of the screen. That's probably pushed them back just half a boat length.
But I think New South Wales is far ahead. They're doing pretty well. Coming up to the gate can at the moment, nearly there. They're all doing, got out really cleanly compared to other races so far.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've seen a bit of carnage, haven't we? Now, of course, the gate cans were introduced a number of years back to separate the boats, particularly when they're coming back into the beach. They were never there before, and a lot of boats used to converge on one another. It becomes quite dangerous, so it's a really good initiative from the sport to do that. Let's separate them up a little bit. Okay, how are we travelling here, guys?
We are doing pretty well. Who's coming around the gate can first?
New South Wales turning first there, closely followed by Currumbin in alley 6.
Yep.
Down there for Tasmania. Go right in it here, and Western Australia go round.
It's looking pretty even so far, actually.
Yeah, New South Wales have run well out of the can there. They've latched straight onto a runner.
Yep, powering through.
Yep.
Yeah, well done, New South Wales. They've done well. Now we've got WA on their left. They're just trying to get down a bit of a run here. If you can quite see that, they're just going to drop off the back of that. New South Wales will pull down that wave. Well done. They've done the hard work there, boys. They're going to milk that for all it's worth. And there they go down the wave.
Trail.
Oh, that's going to be hard for the sweep to hold. He's done well. Yep. He's held it straight. Well done.
New South Wales, and we've got 4 boats on the next wave. We've got
here comes the sloop. Hey!
Western Australia sweep out of the boat, Queensland sweep out of the boat.
We've got synchronised surf boat rowing there. We had Queensland and WA going round. Queensland have held it. Amazingly, they've done a re-entry on that wave, but Victoria's going to come through.
Victoria comes across second. Queensland slewing on the edge there, but they should get out. Should have third wrapped up there.
Oh, that's the Victorian crew on screen there. Now WA have made a meal of this again. They were nearly snuck in for third, but it looks like Queensland have. That was quite ironic. We were saying on the way out how it was quite smooth sailing.
Maybe it was just all about timing. They were fine on the way out, but they're just getting caught back up. You know, South Australia finally got their sweep back in with a few oars missing.
Western Australian sweep really working hard there to swim on the way back in, but I think that was such a dominant wave by New South Wales. They've really pushed down that and worked hard, and their boat lengths in front.
I was saying before, wasn't it? You do the hard work to the can, you turn, you get out of the can, you get out of the turn, and there you go, you're a wave ahead. All right, we're going to flick down to the beach. Dave's down there.
Right, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, you seem to take control, just out through the break, turn first, pleasing.
Yeah, it was. We just sort of turned that, saw a bit of a runner, made the most of it, and just followed it. Came through, it was good.
Guys, you know, how's it feel to win for your state on the big day in the big moment?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Pretty stoked, eh?
Guys, and so what's the plan tonight? Nice quiet one?
No, we've actually got the Australian dinner tonight, so that'll be interesting.
Good luck for that tomorrow, guys. Back to you, up the top.
Lawn Antics. Antics?
Well, attics. It's meant to be.
Oh, attics.
Like as in lawn attics.
Okay.
Commentators. Fantastic stuff, Dave, down there with the North Cronulla Funky crew. Geez, a couple of good-looking roosters as well.
Yep, sure, yeah.
Sorry, Eddie, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. No, well done, boys. Great result. And New South Wales are back in it.
One state has won, every state has won so far. We've got 4 different state winners. So So
yeah, we've had different winners in each race. Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's going to make it interesting as we come to the tail end of this and start accumulating the points going into the relay. Queensland there, I think they ended up getting third, getting across the line. The Torquay Pirates representing Victoria was second, which keeps Victoria in it, particularly with the strength they've got in open divisions coming up. And WA crossed the line for a fourth, I believe. What happened to Tasmania in that one?
They finished. Yeah.
They finished along there, but I'm not sure. I think it was a fourth or a fifth down there.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Let fall out as well, I think.
Oh, that was South Australia as well.
Just for good measure, yeah. All right, we're moving on to the reserve women. Now, the reserve women division, this is the second time that it's been run at an ASRL Open, a fantastic initiative by the ASRL, giving a open women's category another option if they don't want to compete at the elite level. And it's been really taken up well. Really strong participation numbers.
Yeah, huge numbers, absolutely massive numbers this year at the ASRL. What do we have? Maybe 30 crews in each division?
Yeah, there's 330, 350 crews overall, so a big weekend of surfboat rowing. All right, the girls are on the line. We have, take it away, Nick. Let us know who we got there.
So we have in the reserve female for Tasmania in Alley 1, Palm Beach, Queensland. South Australia, we have the Henley Knick-Knack Brennos. In 3, we have the Lorna Ticks for Victoria. 4, we've got the North Cottesloe 7-foot GIFs for Western Australia. In Alley 5, we've got the Avalon Beach Bandits for New South Wales. And in Alley 6, Queensland Coolum Chums. That's a strong field.
It is, absolutely. And so pretty great for Tasmania to pick the Queensland Palm Beach. They were Queensland reps last year, so they're happy to be back down here
Whoever
again.
the recruiting officer is down at Tasmania, they've got their finger on the pulse, I reckon.
Yeah, we've got second picks from every state so far. They've really done well.
Oh, they're just on the phone, ready to go.
Now I'm going to ask you the same question you asked me, Edwina. Who are you going to pick in this race?
Oh, you know what? Maybe... I don't know. I actually don't know. For this one, I think it's going to be a bit of a tie-up.
What do you reckon, Nick?
Mate, I'm a New South Wales man. Avalon Beach is my home club as well. How can you pick against them? They've barely been beaten all year, mate.
Okay, we've got the... on screen then we did have the Henley Knick-Knack Brennos from South Australia. There they are again. Okay, and that's panning across to, I believe that's the Tasmanian crew, which is Palm Beach from Queensland. So that's Ali's 1 and 2 that we're looking at, or 2 there on screen. The flag's up. It's being held. Guns up.
A couple of waves rolling through here now. He's just holding them up here a little bit. A couple of waves down in the bottom couple of alleys there to the right of screen.
The lawn crew. Now that should be swept by Jamie Robertson, who's a new sweep on the scene, and he's done a really good job with this crew of girls. Great girls. They've done a really strong campaign this year to get to this point, and looking forward to the next 2 months going into Aussies as well. So the lawn girls will be interesting to watch that space, I would say. There's the Henley boys. Sorry, girls. I was looking at the sweep there.
So how do you find in this position when the gun is just holding, you're just waiting, you're jittering your feet?
It's interesting, and it is a good question, because you've got to keep your nerve in this moment. The boat can be washed around a lot by the surf right now, as we were talking about before. You need to hold it still. It's really critical to your start being a successful one.
Oh, here we go. Guns are up, and Palm Beach are off.
Oh, they're going to be checked there.
Straight into it here.
The Palm Beach crew have been checked.
Yep.
In fact, the 3 crews on the left-hand side have been. Northcott's got a good run out. They've nicked over a wave there. They're about half a boat length ahead. They look like Henley's ducked over the shoulder of a wave there on the left-hand side. You can see them now. They're probably in front at this stage, actually. Lawn not too far behind. It's fairly even.
Oh, here we go. Here comes another wave, and South Australia over. Victoria over.
That wave was building, wasn't it? That had a few crews in the scope.
Almost one line as I head out to sea to the gate cans there. Probably got South Australia just in front there. And then maybe down to alley 6 for second place there. The Queensland crew from Coolum there.
Yeah, they've snuck out, haven't they? They really picked it up, powering ahead. But at the moment, it's just all pretty even. South Australia and I believe Queensland are going ahead strongly. All coming past the gate can.
Righto, back onto it here. It looks like South Australia have really held their nerve. They're out in front by a boat length from here and into a nice rhythm.
Coolum Trums are sneaking up behind them. I think it's pretty evenly dispersed at the moment in alley 6.
Oh, you're right there. Yeah, I missed that one. Sorry about that.
Coolum Trums are turning around the gate can.
Coolum turning first here. They've really...
Yeah. Whichever one it is. It's the boy.
Coolum have really shot out and they've got latched straight onto a great runner there. New South Wales turned second. So the crews down in alley 5 and 6 have really bolted out of the gate cans here. Coolum here just running really well. They've got that boat churning along here.
And you know they're all new to surf rowing. This is their first season, the Coolum Chums.
Fair dinkum.
Yep.
That's great effort by the girls.
Absolutely.
Oh, you can see them now. Their power is just on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, if you're at home there, you can watch the bow going up and down a little bit. That's the Northcote crew on screen. If we can get some better vision there. You watch the bow going up and down. When the bow's going down, it means that the weight's transferring forward into the boat, and that usually is synonymous with getting onto a little runner. You're getting a bit more speed into the boat. If you drop off the back, it becomes a lot heavier. The lawn crew out the back now trying to get on one, but they're going to drop off that, and that's going to put them right back in front. Of course, we've got the Coolum Chums from Queensland.
Oh, very nice. Perfect. Held it really well. Very nice wave to come back in.
Wave building behind New South Wales for second spot here. They're rowing down it. So
Coolum Chums there, swept by Patrick Maguire. Of course, the girls in there, Sophia and Phoebe and Rachel, done a great job getting onto that runner.
They'll be absolutely stoked with that performance. Another win for Queensland.
Queensland number 1 there, and coming across the line in second spot is New South Wales. It's going to be a battle out for third spot here.
Challenge. We've got the Palm Beach girls representing Tasmania on the left. I think they've just snuck through. And then you could probably throw a blanket over South Australia, Victoria and WA.
It will be a very tight finish for those ones.
Leave that one to the judges.
Queensland and New South Wales are starting to assert their dominance on this interstate challenge right now. That's 2 wins for Queensland and a couple of places as well, so they'd be accumulating points nicely. We've got Dave down on the beach there. I think he's going to try and have a chat to the girls. But good race, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
Call me in. So I'm here with the Coolum Chums, the @Coolum Chums on Instagram. They've just won for Queensland. How's it feel?
Oh, so good. Honestly, like we had no idea where we were, and like where we were against the other crews coming into this carnival. And we're all first season rowers, and we're just so happy. And all the hard training's finally paying off.
Yeah, just first season, year 1.
Yeah, all 4 of us. So we've come from a Stillwater background, but giving it a shot in the surf has been a whole new experience. And to top it off with, you know, first year round state team win is pretty good.
It's glorious. Yeah. How did that race play out?
I think we just, tried to give it our all and tried to stay inside the boat, not worry about the other crews.
Tried to stick to our own plan, our own race, especially being in the last lane. Like only half the boat can really see what's going on, so we just had to believe that we could, race our own race, and it paid off.
Superb effort, guys. Good big number 1 down the camera.
We're going to do better. You're going to take a selfie of it with you. There you go. There we go.
Oh, that was a great, cute little selfie, wasn't it?
Certainly was. A big moment for the girls. Well done. Dave having a bit of fun down there on the beach. The Coolum Chums, Queensland under-23 girls that was, and that was...
Reserve.
Oh, sorry, reserve women, yeah. Slip of tongue there. Swept by Patrick Maguire. We had Sophie Grolin at stroke, Erin Smith at second stroke, Phoebe Child in at the second bow or 3C position, and Rachel Reiser in the bow. Congratulations to the girls, and we move on.
Yes, now we have the reserve males. Who's in this one?
Yeah, we've got, in Alley 1, we've got Maroochydore Force for Queensland. Alley 2, we've got Bernie Gold from Tasmania. In 3, we've got Glenelle Green for South Australia. In 4, we've got Lorne Wazovics for Victoria. In 5, we've got City of Perth Black for Western Australia. And in 6, we've got Newport Sea Cucumbers from New South Wales.
Sea cucumbers?
Sea cucumbers.
Really? No. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, the flag's up. The reserve men, a very good category. You find the top crews in a reserve in the reserve category equally as good as an open men's crew.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. I think it's a huge division, this reserve grade, and they've really built up. But you just wonder, why aren't they rowing open? Some of them, they just, come on, like, you can do it.
Yeah, that's right. No, fair call, Eddie. Fair call. Okay, poised on the line once again. The starter will try and hold them here for as long as he needs to make sure there's a fair start. The swell's just died off a little bit, which...
Here he's got the gun up. He's got the gun up, and the crews are off, ready to go, and they're off. All the crews in there. A couple of the crews in the middle getting a little bit checked, but North Cottesloe getting straight out for Western Australia. They are motoring.
North Cottesloe, isn't it, of course, and Lorne there in Alley 4 as well. They're neck and neck with them. They've punched through a couple of waves nicely. One building out the back now, actually a set building. I don't think it'll cause too much trouble. Most of these crews are going to get up and over that. South Australia checked a little bit.
Next one might sort a few out here.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
Oh, checked for all the boats pretty much. Western Australian crew getting pretty much the only crew to get out of it. But
here comes another one you can see on screen there. Now that'll be the South Australia crew. Oh, they've got over it. Everyone's out and about so far, but there's another one building behind. Now Tasmania might be right in this. Oh, and they're up and over. Well done, they've got out. Now, as we see it here, it looks like, is that Queensland on the left-hand side?
Oh, look at this. Look at this, Drew.
The Queensland Maroochydore Force. Oh, we've got Frankie in the commentary box. Fantastic. Okay. Lorne Wazovic's looking quite good there in Alley 4. But it is the New South Wales crew.
Down in Alley 6. That seems to be the pick of the end at the moment. The Alley 6 crew have really...
That's the Newport Sea Cucumbers. They've turned already around the buoy and they're heading back in.
No one else is even close. Up in Alley 2.
Oh, wow, you'd say they're 2 or 3 boat lengths ahead at this stage, which would clearly put them a wave ahead.
This race here. New South Wales coming through the gate cans. The rest of the crew's about halfway back. Let's see how they go here. We're coming into the break zone now for New South Wales on the far right of screen. And they are really just working hard, pushing down this runner here.
If they can get down that runner, they'll be home and hosed, and I think they might. They're rowing onto it now. This is on the right-hand side of the screen. On the left-hand side, we've got the Queensland team, which is the Maroochydore Force. They're also in there with a chance. They've got down this little runner. And on screen there, that's the New South Wales crew. That's the Newport Sea Cucumbers.
They're rowing hard here. Ooh. Unless they're right up on the other end of the screen, the Western Australian team are coming right back into them, but I think New South Wales will keep this one just.
Yes, they've crossed the line here now, and they'll wrap this one up here in the reserve men, very closely followed by Queensland. We've gone from Alley 1 to Alley 6 there. That was a bit of a drag race. And then coming into third place, we've got the Lawn Wazovics representing Victoria, and then City of Perth coming through, and they're rowing a boat from Ostermere. Okay, so New South Wales have clawed one back.
So that's a big win for the New South Wales. They really shot out then, New South Wales.
Well, they once we got past the break zone, they really pulled out a few boat lengths, and once again, mate, yeah, it seems to be whoever turns that can first, and
be hard to beat.
That's exactly right.
Today, there's good runners forming all the way home. I think whoever turns first, as you were saying, Drew, is going to be very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah, that's right. You get a wave ahead, and providing the sweep can do their bit. Yeah, usually get home and hose. All right, we've got Dave down on the beach there. He's going to round up the boys and have a bit of a word. But, so that makes it really interesting now. 2 wins for New South Wales, 2 wins for Queensland. South Australia claimed one.
Victoria.
And Victoria got one as well. But it's, I believe New South Wales and Queensland have been a little bit more consistent throughout. We'll try and get a points update. We're going to cross down to the beach. Dave's got the Newport Sea Cucumbers, winners of the men's reserve.
I'm here with Rob, the sweeper, the New South Wales team and the Newport Sea Cucumbers. How did it go? How did it play out?
It was good. The boys got off the beach really fast, and we just cut through all the chop that was out there. Got a great turn and just got some great runs on the way home. So the boys did an awesome job.
Jumping in, how were the nerves on the start? They held you for a while.
It's next level.
That was good though.
Yeah. Thrilled to represent New South Wales?
Yeah. It's a pleasure to do it with these boys too. They're a good bunch of fellas.
Do it on behalf of Newport. And what were you thinking on that last wave?
I just hope we got down it. It was tough footed, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, it's unreal. So what's the plan? Celebrate tonight?
Yeah, of course. Definitely.
Well done, guys. You've won for New South Wales in reserve grade. Superb effort.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're getting into the big stuff now, boys. We're really going to get up there. We're up to the open women now. And I tell you what, this is going to be an absolute ripper of a race. In Alley 1, we have the Palm Beach Patriots for New South Wales. In Queensland, we have Kailus. From Tasmania, we have the North Narrabeen Broadbeans. South Australia, the Henley Hueys. In Victoria, we have the Lawn Edge. And WA, we have North Cottesloe 6-foot stiffs. Well, I've got to tell you, this race is going to be red hot and so good that I'm going to pass it across to my younger colleagues to call it, because my throat will probably just drop off the ocean and I'll be away. So I'll give it to my younger colleagues here.
Thank you very much, mate. Yes, as you were saying, this is going to be an extremely tight race here. We've got some really hot crews. The Tallabudgera Kailus have been really performing strongly. The Palm Beach Patriots took out 3 rounds of the Ocean Thunder this year, so they're going to be a tough crew to beat.
Yeah, we've got some cream in this race, mate. No doubt about it. Palmy were the Australian representative crew last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tally were, actually no, it was Tallabudgera were last year. Of course, Palmy been New South Wales representative several years in a row, and been right at the pointy end of the field.
Open women for Palm Beach.
That's exactly right. We've got North Narrabeen girls drafted into Tasmania, and I'll tell you what, they're no slouches as well. No. The recruitment officer doing one hell of a job down there at Tassie.
Sure, that is for sure.
Is Donnie McManus swimming?
Yeah, Donnie McManus has got the North Narrabeen Broadbeans for Tasmania in the middle of the field there.
Yeah, a lot of people watching this don't realise that Donnie left Bilgola, but he's gone back to his home beach, which is his original beach, which is North Narrabeen, and he's still sweeping, and it's great to see him in another interstate race.
Yeah, it really is. He's sure been in a few over the years, Donnie McManus. I think the flags are up here.
On screen there, we've got right in front North Narrabeen, which has been drafted in for Tasmania. But I'll just keep going. We've got Henley representing South Australia. Fantastic crew. Lawn for the Vics have been up there for the last couple of years. They were in the top 3 or 4 in the Australian trials this year, Australian selection trials. And of course North Cottesloe, who have been churning out great open surfboat crews, men and women, and other divisions as well for years.
North Cottesloe really strong over the way.
Always a bit of a dark horse, because you don't see them throughout the year. They're so far away up there in WA. That's exactly right.
It comes to the day and then out they shoot.
All right, we're on the line. The flag's up. They're just being held here, the girls.
Are you excited, Drew, about Beck being in the lawn edge?
I am a bit excited, Frankie. Yeah, my wife, disclaimer, my wife's in the lawn edge crew here.
We don't want any screaming in between things, you know, we want you to concentrate on the job ahead.
I'll try and keep it impartial and professional up here in the commentary box. It's all is well, mate, all is well, yeah.
The airline's going really well too, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's other blokes in Australia that are the second best rower in their relationship as well. That's for sure, mate. There's a few of us getting around. We should start a club, I think.
That's for sure.
Okay. Still being held here. The starter, not in a hurry. A couple of sets building out the back, I think.
The gun's up here.
He's
looking to get a start away.
And they're in, they're away. Okay, North Narrow out cleanly there on screen, as you can see.
And Palm Beach motoring in alley one, but they're straight into one as well.
Straight into a wave. Oh, wow, South Australia have caught one on the nose there. Lawn's got away cleanly. They're going to pop over a little wave here, and they're up and about. They're off.
A wave building down in that southern area to the right of screen there for the Lawn girls. This is going to be a hard work here. There's a wave coming up.
Here we go. There's something coming here right across the beach, as you said, Nick. Lawn are over. Okay. Queensland are over. New South Wales got checked. The Palm Beach Patriots. Another one building.
You're going to get smashed here, and they're pushed back here. This is another wave here. This is a gun. Going to be another one coming, pushing up the wave here in alley 2. Oh, that's New South Wales flying backwards.
And New South Wales are getting.
New South Wales have rolled.
You can hear them up behind us on the balcony.
Hey, this is a race and a half here for the Open women.
That is a slingshot for the ages, boys.
Now snuck out here in alley 2.
Alley 2, which is Queensland, have snuck out. This is going to have a huge bearing on the result of the overall Interstate Challenge. Okay, who else have we got? Tasmania being represented there by North Narra. They're doing all right, but I think Lawn Edge have snuck out to second. And of course, North Cot over in alley 6, they're doing all right too. On screen now, that's the South Australian crew. They've found it a little bit hard to make their way out through the waves.
They seem to be past the break zone there as our crew leaders are heading out towards the turning cans.
Yeah, wowee. Now just out of shot here, we've got Palm Beach Patriots. They're flipping their boat over, and it'll be interesting to see if the girls want to get back in and head back out. Of course, the points are valuable.
Well, they have to take 1 point, don't they? They've got to get back out, otherwise it's 0.
Yeah, they definitely. I think every single point is going to come down to the line here today. So
you're going into the turn now. Have a look at that first crew, Queensland, straight around, and now Lawn. The Victorians are in, and the West Australians, I think, are just coming through.
Okay, so on screen here on the left-hand side, we've got Queensland coming back in towards the beach.
Oh, they're on the run.
Queensland pushing hard here.
They've dropped off the back of a runner there. Now this might open it up for Lawn from Victoria.
They've come around the cans there, and Western Australia pushing home well. Western Australia really working those runs hard down in alley 6 there.
On the right-hand side, yeah, they are. Great call, Nick.
But I think Queensland coming through the gate cans there, nice wave building for them. They're pushing down it here.
You'll see just on the left of screen there. Oh, go back to that if we could. Yeah, well, Queensland, they're pushing down a wave. If this sweep can hold it, they're through.
Holding, sitting on the top of it. And they've fallen off the back there. This is going to really open up the door for Western Australia.
Okay, now it's a drag race. We've got Lorne and we've got Western Australia. Lorne from Victoria, Northcott from Western Australia.
And Tasmania for North Narrabeen pushing down on top of them as well. We could have all 4 crews coming across the line on one wave here. This is going to be a finish here.
You can see that on screen there now. That's Lorne to the left, and out on the right-hand side is Northcott from WA. Oh, and then
Lorne have lost it a little bit here, and he's swung back round. But I think Queensland are just going to pip this one out to Western Australia, and then coming home strong, the Tasmanians, the North Narrabeen.
Oh, wow.
And then 4th place for Lorne. Wow. Wasn't that a race?
Queensland first, Western Australia second, Tasmania third, and Victoria 4th.
And did the girls go out from New South Wales? Did they go out?
No, they're still here on the edge. Way left of screen here. It looks like they're swapping the sweep all over. I think they're going to go out and have a crack. But
we've got the vision of the Queensland team there. Now they'll be quietly very excited about that, because I think that's going to put them a nose ahead of New South Wales. The South Australian girls coming in here, they're finishing off. They had a tough start to that race. So they'll get a 5th. And then, of course, New South Wales, a DNF. The Palm Beach Patriots, swept by Peter Spence. All right, we're going to cross down to the beach.
Very good. You excited? You've just, that was amazing to watch. You did so well. I'm so happy for you all. How are you going?
We're fantastic. It was such a big wave coming through, going out the back, and we were just so relieved just to get back to the other side of it, and we're just like settling it and just now get home.
What about that trail? And you fell off and like, oh no, don't!
Yeah, that's happened before, but just gather your stuff and get back to it, and yeah, worked out for us, so good.
Oh, well done, girls. I'm so happy. Well done. Another one for Queensland. Oh, that's so good.
Go around the other side of the mic.
Yeah, sweet.
Right, we're on
there. We are, thank you very much. Edwina Wright did a marvellous job. We got Roddy Costa and Frank, and the best bit about this is the surf club behind us has had masters rolls in it for about 5 hours on the gas, and they are loving this action. How good has it been up the top here at the club?
Oh mate, this is sensational action, absolutely sensational. You know why, Ezra?
Why?
Because the big V's are doing well.
It's quite even. New South Wales have not had the best day so far. South Australia's had a first and a second, but at the moment, Queensland looking the goods.
Oh, Queensland is really going well. But I've got to tell you, how good was that last race of the swells coming through? And it just shows you what this sport, you don't have to be in front, but you can get hit. And then someone else comes through. Queensland just went like a train out to the cans, turned around, thank you very much, and then nearly dropped off the wave and had to get back on. But I reckon that, what you're saying about today, mate, it's just so brilliant to be able to come to a beach like this. Fantastic club what they've done here, and to see an event like this. All those watching on live stream at the moment, probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're sitting back, nearly at the cocktail hour, so relax, take it easy, because we've got the big boys coming.
Absolutely, nearly at the cocktail hour. Frenchie and Boothie sitting in there, they don't really get to go to these events and actually watch the racing while they're having a beer.
Yeah, the boys in the bar there, they're watching the live stream up there, and they're enjoying every bit of it. It's good cheap drinking here at Elouera Surf Club. They're looking after all the people. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Focusing here on Queensland at the moment. They're getting ready. Here we go. Frank Veldham, the open man, the big boys, 8th race out of this. We're looking at the Talabudra Queenslanders there. They're going to be in alley. We're just going to wait to see. They're in 3. Thank you very much. North Cottesloe Boatman in 1. Bulleye.
2.
We all know about Bulleye, don't we?
Oh, They're flyers. They're flyers. They just move so quick, those guys. And but as everyone says, you look at the Australian trials. They looked as though $1 million, and yet the other crews come through and beat them.
Absolutely. The Henley Mac Dogs third in the ASRL Open last season in reserve grade. They're now the Open men representative. So good luck to them from South Australia. They're just getting ready on the water's edge. Bernie, great to see them for the Open men from Tassie. Lawn 31, some Vico, North Cottesloe there from Western Australia. Have we got a tip? Are we brave enough? I'm not going to ask you.
I'm going to be really brave. I'm going to go for Lawn. How about that?
Alley 6, I reckon if they get out clean, and which they should do at Alley 6, they've got a chance. But I've got to say, to stop Bulleye, you better put an anchor out the back of that boat and slow them down.
Exactly right. We're focusing on them at the moment. They're definitely one of the most informed crews I think we've seen in the last decade. They've just done amazing things on a national level. The ASRL are open, and obviously Aussies as well, Bulleye, so it's going to be interesting to watch them as they're moving into the water now. And after this is just the entree.
Oh, mate.
The relay, 8 legs, double points. I'm pretty sure, is it double points? I'm sure it
double
is.
Points.
Double points.
Yeah, and it's where it's won and lost. Like Queensland could be up in front there. All they have to do is have one crew go backwards and get last, and that's the end of you.
Over Red Rover it'll be.
South Australia a few years ago.
Yes.
Hey, they came from the clouds to get their first medal in interstate. Look at West Australia. Last year, the year before, they came from equal first. So it's exciting. Palm Beach just finished too.
Absolutely. So that's a crucial point for New South Wales. Although they did roll going out, they have finished the race and will get that vital point that might come into play later. As the boats are moving into the water now, this is the big one for the Open men. And of course, thank you very much to Team Navy for all of their support of surf boat rowing in Australia. We've also got Destination New South Wales, NU Pure Water, and I've heard we're going to be having a bit of fun tomorrow on the beach with NU Pure Water, and also the local council here, which we all know have done great things. Rightio, we're on the starters line, focusing at Bulleye at the moment, Rod.
We are in, we are just about ready to go. We've got the check starters flag in the air and the light is on, so not too far off a start, and this is the big one. These are the big boys, the Open men's boat.
I'm looking at the back, Frankie, looking at the boys at the moment. There's a couple of decent lines, just starting to see probably 500 metres out. There's a couple of lines. So let's see, the gun's up. Here we go.
He's got to go. They're the big boys. You can't let them hold back.
There is a good, as you can see on the horizon on the screen, beautiful drone shot.
This is what we want.
There's a set on the bank now, as you got this wonderful drone shot here of the Open men. Looking bottom of the screen is WA, New South Wales, second from the bottom. Then we got Queensland, Tassie, South Australia, second from the top of your shot. And then Victoria in 6. There's still about 4 or 5 decent waves there at the gate cans now. The flag is down.
Those people watching from home, you've got to appreciate what the starter's got to do. He's got 6 boats there. He's got to try and give all the crews a fair start, and we call it bow up, bow down. So what happens is you're looking at the bows of all the crews. Once the bow goes up through the swell, if you look at the swell coming now, bow, that's it goes up. When it comes down, the 6 boats do it, that's when he can go. And that's what he's looking for.
Absolutely, focusing on North Cottesloe's WA crew here for the Open men, Rod. They've got 6 out of the 8 crews, North Cottesloe, along with Mullaloo and City of Perth.
Yeah, they're a powerful club, and always have been from Cott over in Perth, and that's where we're heading, over to our Australian titles this year, over to Scarborough and North Cott at home. They're going to be hard to beat on their home beach, aren't they?
Oh yeah, especially if that wind blows up, the old doctor.
We are still waiting in the starters' hands. As you're looking there at the moment, it's all about the Open men as we're still waiting. And I think those sets that came through are actually pretty big. I think that's why they had to wait.
Oh, he's got a chance now. He's got a chance now.
Just while we're waiting, the Trans-Tasman competition is our main focus for tomorrow, Australia versus New Zealand, and we're going to have full live coverage of the opening ceremony of that. They've got all the 3 rounds of that racing also, and we'll talk about that one tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. The stream is 9 a.m. till about 3 or 4 p.m. as we'll go race by race, every race throughout the day. We're still waiting.
And the good news is, if everyone watching this coverage, we've got babies here, we've got grandmas here, we've got every person here. We've had the president of the Surf Life Saving Association, Graham Ford. He's visited us. He's wearing a surf boat hat too, by the way.
Hey, wonder who gave him that one. We are waiting for the start here. The best thing about this, the clubhouse up here is pumping. Bloody Masters, they finish at 10 o'clock for a reason. A strategic move by the ASRL to get them up here to get a bit of a vibe.
Oh, they love their racing, and I've got to tell you, there's a few of them that went through a few couple this morning, but they had beautiful conditions this morning, wasn't it?
Absolutely did. We're looking forward to the Trent Tasman tomorrow. All the finals also are live on Sunday throughout the stream, as we're just looking at this drone shot now. Just blow it. Just blow it, Frank.
Oh, well, you know, like, I'm not going to tell him what to do. I mean, as a starter, you get abused.
There was a sweep that came back. This is not the starter's fault at all. There was obviously an issue with one of the boats on the far right-hand side. Did come back and have a look, so it's not at all them.
Is that Jeffrey?
Who knows? 3 crews today in this state team.
Yeah, yes, no, he's done very well actually. He gets a bit tense with these sort of races too, so you want to give him a good start.
Now, we're still waiting on the starter's hands here. We can see when they're going to go up. Now, Roddy Costa, Torquay, I don't think I've seen Scotty hold such a good wave. That was a bomb for the under-23 boys, and they loved it.
Well, he dialed it up, Scotty, didn't he, Aaron? Your dad, they went around about 5th, and they had to catch something if they were going to figure in the race, and Scotty dialed up a beauty. Called him up.
Are you saying you've never seen him hold away like that? You're in trouble, mate.
I rag on him every time I come on here, and I thought, you know what, that was a great hold. But the most important part, the boys loved it, and it was points for Victoria.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what it's all about. You know, like they come from nowhere, crack away, get to the line first.
I'm going to cut you off because we're on. Here we go, focusing here on the open men. This is interstates. Queensland would be leading so far. Couple got whacked there. Lorne got hit hard on the right-hand side, and it's all about Bulleye. They're already 2 lengths in front, as you can see from that drone shot. They're second from the bottom there. You can see they're a length in front of Western Australia and Queensland.
Yeah, well, once again, you can have a look at what's going on here. It's just a cross line. Bulleye just flowing out of there. That anchor didn't work that we put in that boat, I'll tell you, it just didn't work at all.
Now, we've seen plenty of dials of waves here at the moment throughout this Interstate Championships. It's Bulleye leading by a length and a half over Western Australia, who have been consistent all day, and Queensland, but don't discount the Henley Mac dogs there on alley number 5 as we're looking at that drone shot there. So if we're calling the alleys, lane 1 is closest to your drone shot, and Bulleye there in 2, Rod Costa.
Yeah, going along pretty well, the South Australians, Henley, and I reckon they've just about got the lead here. Bulleye also rowing really, really well in alley number 2, and this is going to be a cracker, Aaron.
The only crew really out of it, Lorne got whacked on the start. Alley's 1 and 6 are sort of in behind, but Alley's 4 is burning, unfortunately.
They're working their way back.
They're working their way. They've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we're now focusing here as they're going into the turn. Bulleye about 2 lengths out from their turn, so they'll really stamp the foot down now as we're back on that drone shot in range. They're 4 lengths in front. And for an open men race of this standard is remarkable. They're turning now. Henley, South Australia are second as they're going into the turn. Not too far away, Queensland and WA.
Yeah, no, they're coming out. Look, watch the turns as they come out. Bulleye is still coming fast. And now the other boats are all not far between them. So I think the race is now for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So
did see what happened at the Australian team trials though. So although they're 4 or 5 lengths in front, don't discount the other crews. Bulleye really starting to move into the wave zone now as we're focusing at the moment on the boat that are coming in right into shot now, Rod.
Yeah, it's certainly now really the race is for 2nd. Here comes a little bubble. Here comes a bubble for them. They're onto it. Put away the glasses. They're all over.
Great work then by Shane Gleeson there from the Bulleye crew. They're just going to tap down this one. Seconds on, there's 4 crews in this.
Here goes the big Lorne.
Oh, here comes the big 31s. Henley Mac dogs there. We're still focusing on Bulleye as the crowd behind us love that one.
Jeffrey's got one now.
Yes,
we got a big opportunity for them,
yes,
Aaron, to come up with the Henley Mac dog.
In the back of the screen there, you can see Queensland there also on the wave. So 4 crews on the one wave. Great drone shot. You can see Bulleye across the line. Big win for them. Absolutely doing it great for New South Wales. Here we go, starting to lift the rate. Henley Mac dogs with Hocko there. He's doing great things for South Australia. North Cottesloe, WA have had a dead spot. Focusing here. South Aussies have got it for 2nd place. Lorne also there, so it was tight on the line. We've got the finish line technology. We haven't raved about that.
Technology. The finishing line technology is just a brilliant thing, and you can watch them. They're looking closely at it, getting the results. And the good thing about it is, you know, in the old days, sweeps would go, you know, the line judges and all that. But the reality of it is, when there's a dispute on, you can Quickly, bring him up here, show him the line. Oh, sorry, you see it in all professional sports now. I don't know if you watch the Winter Games, but they have one thousandth of a second was the winner.
Yeah. We just had Bulli win that one, and we're going to cross down to the beach very shortly. We're not too sure who got second and third. It was definitely between South Australia, Victoria. Queensland weren't too far off, along with WA. And we are going to cross down to the beach very shortly.
Well,
for the amazing Elouera Wright from Talabudgera. She's just owning it.
Mate, I feel, you know, grandfather, the grandfather look, mate, I am. Anyway, I'm going to take off, because I think Druzy is for 8 races. My voice won't handle that, and I just got to give it to the young blokes.
Good on you. Thank you very much. We're going to palm it off, Rod Cossett. We are going to cross down to the beach now with Elouera Wright and the Bulli.
Great little runner you caught in, and you just took it away. No worries. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it was pumped. It's a good little wave on, so got a good start. Boys took off, and yeah, got a little wave to finish it off.
Yeah, no worries at all. You just, you know, first around the gate can all the way in, just an ease, making it look fantastic. Any good celebrations happening afterwards?
Nah, it'll be pretty quiet, I think. Big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Big
Keeping
weekend.
a team.
Big
yeah.
weekend. So,
and good luck in the relay as well.
Yep, cheers. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Discuss. We'll change the tune of that conversation.
The results of that was Bulli and
Okay, welcome back. We're up here at the headquarters with, and I'm with the one and only Bert Hunt, who is the president of the Australian Surf Rowers League, who's put on a fabulous event for us. Bert, how are you?
Great, yeah, good. Great day, great event. Great racing out here from all the crews. Fantastic to see the pressure they're putting on and the speed of some of these crews is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're bang on. It's a fantastic event, and Elouera is a great spot for it down here at on the Sutherland Shire of New South Wales and Sydney. Really fantastic. Equal, I'd say pretty even surf boat conditions.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I actually raced this afternoon in the northern area, and it was pretty testing and pretty trying, but it was pretty fair. There was no complaints about areas and ends and all those sorts of things, and that's what happens when you get a surf. I mean, the surf is a great equaliser. So,
yeah, that's exactly right. We've had many conversations, Bert, about surf boat as a sport. Obviously, it's very unique in the fact that it's not played on a stipulated sized oval or whatnot. We've got so many variants.
Yeah.
That makes it pretty tough putting on an event like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge effort for the officials. I mean, a huge effort. I mean, if you look, there's 50 people here running this event, and you know, they've been out on that beach all day. So it's just a hats off to them. The competitors, the club that puts it on for us, the council that sits behind us, the whole team, you know, Destination New South Wales, the Navy. It's just been a fantastic effort from everybody to bring this. You know, when you can bring 320 boat crews and try to race them over 3 days, it's a lot of pressure. And the turnaround times, the sort of things we talk about as gun to gun, it's got to be right. If you don't get it right, you're in the dark.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a high pressure environment. No, but kudos to you and your team and all the volunteers involved. A fantastic event, and it's really nice to have the support of New South Wales, Destination New South Wales. You can see there behind, and of course Team Navy and the Royal Australian Navy, huge supporters over a number of years.
Yeah, Navy have been with us now for 10 years, and it's just been a magnificent partnership. For them, it's about the involvement, the community involvement. There's a bit of recruitment in there, and there's a lot of young surfboat rowers that have an affinity with Navy and have done the crossover and gone off and joined the forces. So
yeah, it's a nice marriage. It really is. Yeah, fantastic. Now, mate, you're a Maruya boy.
Through and through.
Tell us a little bit about the club down there.
Beautiful little club, small club, about 100 active patrolling members, and that varies year to year from 40 to 80 to 100 people.
Fantastic.
Little town, 6,000 people, sits in the middle of the Urbadala Shire, and very pretty. It's very popular with the Canberra people. And we've got Canberra crews that come down and row Barralee and Marie.
Of course, Marie's down there on the Sapphire Coast. I think that's what it's called, is it not? The south coast of New South Wales. Yeah, beautiful spot. All right, we're getting the wind up here. Now, Rod, if I can throw to you for a second, mate, it's a big race there, the Open Men. New South Wales, was it coming in victors?
Yeah, the Bulleye crew, just sensational they really are, and we'll be watching them over the weekend. We've got a lot of racing to go yet, this is only day 1 of 3, Drew.
Oh, absolutely, so, yeah, absolutely.
We're really starting to see this in the state, these good crews standing out, and certainly one that watches the Bulleye crew.
Yep, so we do have the official results back into that race. New South Wales, the Bulleye guys came in first, as you may have seen. South Australia, the Handling Mac Dogs.
All day.
In second, and Lawn 31 from Victoria just edged out for a third there. New South Wales are back after a slight little stray race for the Open Women.
Yeah, a few little hiccups, weren't they, at the start for them, but they've snagged their way back into it. Have you got a point score, Aaron, have you?
A point score, and this is how we're going to go. So the point score works that it's 10, 9, 8, 7 points, etc. for a race. The relay's double points, so it's 20, 18, 16, 14, 12. At the moment, in 6th place is Tasmania on 40. WA is on 56. 4th is Victoria on 59. 1 point ahead of them. It's just that's a 0, not a 6. Is South Australia on 60. New South Wales is on 2nd on 67 points, and Queensland's 2 points ahead of them. So realistically, if New South Wales beat Queensland by 1 spot, we're on equal points.
Oh wow, what happens then?
What do we do? A fight to the death?
We have a super over. Is it like the Big Bash?
Super row. How do we do it?
A super row.
Rod, if we're equal, what do we do? Give us an idea.
Well, what we do is we run this relay, and it's a double point.
Yeah.
No, if it's all equal at the end, right?
If New South Wales beat Queensland by 1 spot, it's equal.
There'll be another Cronulla riot.
Turn it up.
What can we do? We can do something.
We've got to have a match race.
Oh yeah.
You've got to put your best crew forward, and we could do a mini relay.
We're only 3 or 4 minutes from the relay. Boys, a tip.
We could do some jousting with the oars.
Oh, now we're getting creative. Now we're on. And we could get Navy involved somehow. We could do something.
That's exactly right.
Boys, a quick tip.
All right, I'm going to go with New South Wales.
I'm going WA. And I reckon because they had a great relay, they had a brilliant relay last year. They've been, although I'm shitting myself in the footy, but they've been consistent all day. They've always been around the mark, and that's what you want with a relay, isn't it? You don't want a weak crew here or there because things can happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the format of the relay for those at home.
I'm going down.
We have shortened races, so around the gate can, not the full length races, but we go through every division. So that's 8 divisions: under 19 male and female, under 23 male and female, reserves and open. And it is on for young and old here. Queensland ahead by 2 points. So if New South Wales beat Queensland,
it's done.
No, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
Yes.
But not
exactly right.
By multiple positions.
Yeah, I think they'll get ahead then.
Then they'll get ahead.
That's right.
So if it's one, they just beat them.
That's exactly right.
They get up.
All right, we're going to go into a little bit of a segment here about rowing, about technique, about the athletes, about the training.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got Nick here. Nick's from Avalon Beach. I've got Dave. He's from Curra Beach. Both very, very successful surf boat clubs. Nick, in the cruise you've been in, what sort of training have you done?
Mate, we've tried everything at Avalon. We've obviously got you rowing a couple of times a week. You got an ergo session on the rowing machine in the gym.
Right.
Usually one or 2 a week.
Yep.
A couple of gym sessions thrown in there.
Yep.
Running sessions, pool sessions.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything, mate.
Okay.
Bit of a huge amount of time and effort.
Yeah. Big commitment. Understand. And Dave, how about you, mate? What do you guys do up there in Curra?
So I think it just depends on the dynamics of the crew. You know, often there's work commitments and things that the surf boat has to work around. So it's just a matter of how many times a week everyone can get together. Or I think the ideal is 4 or 5 is if you were doing an A grade program, reserve grade
in the boat.
Yep, sometimes but you've seen crews be incredibly
and then you land sessions on top of that.
Yeah, like if you want to win, the race we just saw, then you've got to be physically at your peak. On the rowing machine, if anyone goes to the gym and hops on the rowing machine, most of these guys could sit on about under 1 minute 30 per 500 metres for 6 or 7 minutes. So it's they've got some power and endurance.
It's pretty impressive. And to give those at home the idea of the sort of scope of athlete we're talking, quite often we'll have a lot of Olympians come out of Olympic Games and come to surfboat rowing and slot into an open men and women crew. Right now on this beach we've got a number of athletes who have represented Australia in rowing, of course, but across a number of disciplines as well. And I really want to drive home the idea that the open men and women is really an elite sport in Australia. They'll train 8, 10, 12 more times a week sessions. It's a big commitment.
It is, and you see so many elite athletes in different sports find their way into surf boats and stay because it's such a beautiful lifestyle.
It is a great lifestyle. For an amateur sport, it is a beautiful lifestyle. You do your work in a pair of Speedos or a bikini on some of the best beaches in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, mate. You've in the sunshine, out in the sun, outside. There's nothing better, really.
That's exactly right. No, that's exactly right. All right, I think we're going to cross down to the beach now. We've got Eddie and Az down there.
Stay calm. Absolutely. I'm going to go with WA for this one. I think they've been consistent all day. We're into the water's edge. We're going to turn around and face here. As you can see, the gun's up. And here we go. Western Australia running in, as you can see. And here we go. Winner right. Thank you very much. We're going to have you shortly here on the water's edge. Back to the top. Game on.
Ali 2 WA, who are currently on screen there. To the right of them we have New South Wales, headed out by the Queenscliff crew. I think that might be their under-19s. Then we have Queensland in Ali 4. We go across to Tasmania, who this is their under-19s crew as well. It's an Avoca Beach boat. And then of course South Australia in Ali 6. Beautiful vision there from the drone. You can see in Ali 1, Victoria, the Port Campbell boys, or girls rather, the Princesses, just got checked on that wave.
There's some serious action happening on the back bank, starting to build up.
Oh, there's a wave building. Here we go, WA, which is second from the bottom of the screen, have snuck over that. Ooh, New South Wales, oh no, hit. Queensland have been dragged backwards, as of Tasmania.
Yeah, they've managed to
over there in Ali 4. Oh, they've managed to get back up on top of there.
Oh, Tasmania, that
in the water there, mate. I don't know how they brought that back.
That's a rough break. They are 5 to 6 boat lengths behind now, and they've still got to get out through the break. That's a tough break for Tasmania. But at the bottom of screen, we've got that's the WA crew who have crossed over from Ali 2 to Ali 1. They're going to have to make their way back now.
Yes.
New South Wales are really just powering away out in front there.
New South Wales looked good at this early stage.
That's
of the
New South Wales on screen there.
Off.
Now that's the Queenscliff girls, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, they're coming into the turn now. They've turned.
There they go.
As we said, it's a shorter race. They go around the gate cans in the relay. So just a sprint race, so they'll get the rating up really high. Okay, turning, and they might have an opportunity to get onto a runner here. Wow.
They are turning Ali 2 down to the right of screen there. They've come out really well, nice and strong from the South Australian crew there.
Yeah, great call, Nick.
New South Wales, they're halfway back to the beach. There's not a lot of action on the wave front, sort of ready to push them along. There's potential for these crews behind them to sort of...
In a bit of a lull, but there's a bubble forming now behind New South Wales. They're going to milk that all the way. You can see them trying to get the weight into the bow of the boat. There we are.
Cruising through.
The sweeps just held them there, easy oar, and they're going to ride that in.
It's a dream for New South Wales, a nightmare for Queensland in the points tally at this point.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. We've got to put that in the context of the Interstate Challenge. But it is a long relay. We've got a changeover occurring here. New South Wales are first into the beach. Now out on the right-hand side, you can see South Australia. And then coming in also is, I believe that to be... That's Queensland. They've made a big comeback here. Okay, Queensland coming into the changeover. Well done.
Tagged here, and New South Wales in this leg 2 they're out and back out rowing there, heading out back to sea.
All right, so on screen here, this is the changeover from one boat to another. So what happens is you've got to have a member of your crew, whether it be a rower or a sweep, jump out of that boat, sprint in, tag someone from the next crew who runs down and meets their boat being held by the rest of their crew, and they're away. Oh!
Western Australian crew absolutely copping one there on the start.
Oh, that's one of the... No, that was Queensland. That was the Maroochydore crew. So they've absolutely filled up with water there. It's going to make it a little bit tough. The pumps will be working overtime there. But they're out, and they're second at the moment, neck and neck with South Australia. New South Wales out in the lead. You can see some brilliant footage on the drone. New South Wales just escaping out of screen.
Heavy weather there for them.
Now that'll be the Torquay Pirates. I think that's their under 23 men. Yep. I may be wrong there, but they're trying to hustle out as well for Victoria. So already this is quite an interesting race. New South Wales in the front.
And Queensland second. It's Queensland Maroochydore.
Queensland second, that's right. Now, of course, the strategy comes into this. The open men's and women's crews are no doubt quicker than the junior crews. So if you start with your open crews and come home with your junior crews, you might be leaving yourself open, boys.
Yeah, just, there's so much, it seems like New South Wales has played the strategy to perfection so far.
Okay, this is the New South Wales crew here. They're nicely in front.
From the cans, they're really just working this, and they push down it. That's a good drop there. The sweep's held well there. He's really pushing hard.
He's working hard to keep that straight. Well done.
Outstandingly well there,
yeah,
mate.
No, fantastic.
Here comes the Queensland crew, trying to pull onto the next wave out the back.
Okay.
New South Wales pretty settled, but on the one wave back we got Queensland, Maroochydore Force.
New South Wales runner out there.
Oh, there we go. The New South Wales changeover. Look at him go. He's got the pre-wedge going and everything. Well done. All right, this is a North Cronulla Funky. I think it's definitely a North Cronulla crew. They're just holding them on the start. Now they're in and away. Ooh, they're in shallow water there too. I would have personally pushed that out a little bit more. Checked very hard by the shore break. Queensland.
Out the back. Big drop.
Oh, there we go on screen. That's WA. That is City of Perth.
Trying to hold
coming through here. Victoria are coming through on a cracking wave from out.
Oh, and behind them, Victoria. Oh, no, this could be hairy.
WA crew sweeping it out of the way there, getting just out of screen. Victoria coming through with a really strong wave. Tasmania down on the south end there.
Okay, so on screen there we have
get out and sprint.
That's the WA crew coming in, nearly running into the Lawn Vic crew who are about to go out. That's the open men, I believe. No, my apologies. That's the reserve men. So they're about to go out. They're in now and away. You can see that at the bottom of screen.
This is a real okay. If you look at as the other crews change over in the foreground, sprinting through. Some of these sweeps haven't run that fast since the 80s. All right, but it's a racing. Look, this is the Queensland A-grade crew by the looks of it, pulling in the New South Wales under 23 crew. So, depending on how New South Wales handle this wave in, this could bridge the gap for Queensland a bit.
Currently, we have New South Wales have turned the can in the third leg. Queensland just passing them, going out towards the can now, and they're about to turn. There's probably about 6 to 8 boat lengths in this race. New South Wales on a runner here. Now we can't see that on screen. We're watching Victoria on the left there and WA on the right. That's the New South Wales crew there now on screen.
Look at that spectacular footage here from up on the deck at Elouera Surf Club. They've been a phenomenal host, and big thanks to Destination New South Wales for making this all possible too.
Have a go at Dave in the commentary box. Very pro, I like it. New South Wales, they're going to row that in now, milk it a little bit more, get out in front of the wave, make it a little bit easier for the sweep. Coming into their changeover. Oh, this is interesting. They're about 6 to 8 boat lengths ahead. We just pan across now. You can see Queensland about to get onto a runner. Here we go. They're going to pick up the rating there. They're going to get that little runner all the way into their changeover. And great vision too, coming from the cameramen and the drones. Oh, he's slightly gone sideways there, the Queensland sweep.
That on the
That's going to make the run a little bit harder.
Oh! Roll it, boys. On the sand. Swoop knows what he's doing. He's all right. He's dug it out. The bowman's out. Big, strong strides across the deep water, and now he's making our way around the flag.
All right, we pan back across to New South Wales. Oh no, we're going in on South Australia. They're coming in. And there you can see they're in a little bit of dead water there. They're going to have to work hard to make this easier for the sweep as the wave creeps up behind them. Oh, and they've done well there, boys. They've really pulled through on that. Okay, and that's Queensland now going out to sea. Their changeover. You can get a lot of action here in the relay. The Victorian men have come in now for their changeover. We're still watching Queensland.
Looks like the Talabudger 2 strokes. The under-23 women's crew pushing through. Oh, Sweep's lost his footing there, but he's back up and running. New South Wales, they're still, there's about 8 lengths ahead, and they're going to be hard to pull back.
They're consistently holding that gap, aren't they?
They sure are, mate.
Okay.
Beach girls are really pushing ahead there. It's nice and tight down here for 3rd and 4th spot down on the left of screen.
And we've got Tasmania coming in there. Nicely held. That's the Palm Beach crew, which has been drafted into the Tasmanian state team. So I think that'll put them in 6th place. They're coming into their changeover. We flick back now, and that's the Queensland crew. The tally 2 strokes powering out. We'll see very shortly. Oh, there's a changeover from the Tassie girls. Well done. Look at her running. That's a pretty tough gig after rowing that race.
Yeah, the legs feel like, full of cement. Oh, out the back. New South Wales again. Out the back.
Oh, here we go. Oh, New South Wales.
That's a big one. Oh, he's holding it. Oh, look at the overhead height. Over his head that wave. Huge wave.
Peter Carter. Going sideways.
Left, right, centre. Hold on to it. New South Wales still on it. Still on it. Can they straighten it up? He'll send the boys back to their seats. Might be girls, sorry.
He's going to open the gap right up for Queensland here. There's a little wave building out the back there, but New South Wales are just a couple of strokes away from the edge here.
Yeah, you're right, mate. This could really open the door. If Queensland get onto a big runner here and bring it straight in for a clean changeover, we might have an absolute drag race on our hands. New South Wales finally getting it together, as you can see there. Okay, finishing off the race. They're bringing it in onto the sand for their changeover.
He's sprinting. He's power. The power.
Sweep's jumped out over the bow girl there, and he's just charged up the beach there. He's having none.
And the next sweep, he's charging.
Oh, wow. Fantastic footage. That's New South Wales. The sweep running down there to join his crew. He's in. Now, this is Queensland, who are hot on their tail coming in. It's a 2-horse race at the moment, folks.
New South Wales back out there, punching through the couple of little waves over the edge. We've got Queensland changing over there, and they're back in the boat now.
On screen.
Down spot.
Okay, so we've got South Australia on screen. They're coming in now. Now they must be in 3rd spot, just a nose ahead of the WA guys.
This could get interesting out the back.
Wow, we've got WA on screen there. Now they're in 4th place, just a smidge behind South Australia, who is currently doing their changeover. So they could be going for a bronze medal here in the Interstate Challenge.
There's only a couple of points separating all these crews here, so every position really is strong.
WA pulling down a nice wave, nice trail here on the left-hand side. This is Tassie, I think, making their way in.
Yeah, some great footage there.
There's just so much action happening left, right and centre. It's hard to, we're trying to bring as much as we can.
Western Australia right on the shore, North Cott.
I tell you what, WA have absolutely copped it in this race. Well, look. Yeah.
And that's Victoria coming in to negotiate that. Sprinting up the beach, as you can see, the changeover. Now they're going to try and get ahead there. That's Michelle Yan, the stroke for Lorne Edge. She's going to jump in the boat. They're going to try and get ahead here and sneak into 4th spot. But they're currently actually dropped back to 5th. Tasmania have snuck into 4th.
New South Wales really powering home here. They've got about 10 boat lengths on the Queensland crews there. They are really coming home strong. Just a little bubble under them now. They've just got to row down this, and they're
That's right, that's the New South Wales on screen there. And yeah, great call, Nick. They've a little bubble coming just again, and they're going to row down that.
Just enough to keep them going there. The whole way home, they have just turned nothing into just a runner that's just a...
That's right. My apologies. That was actually Queensland. There's one building here behind them.
Yeah, good way
and
down the back for Queensland. This will be an important one to hold. They're pinning down second. They've trailed. They've got.
Oh, they've trailed. They've gone sideways. They've lost their sweeper. And they've gone over. The door is well and truly shut. It is New South Wales in front now by a long while, and this is going to be hard to get them back with Queensland's boat turned over.
South Australia out the back.
Wowee. There is action aplenty here.
Any moment. Any moment.
New South Wales charging out on their last leg. They're going for victory. They need to beat Queensland by more than one place to take out the relay.
Oh, and I think they're going to do it.
And with Queensland's boat upside down, you'd think they're a pretty good chance.
Yeah, look, gosh, these under-19 boys would be feeling pretty not too good, but oh, there's a big wave here. Wait up.
Oh, big wave forming.
Forming in front of them.
Oh, no, it's broken there. I think New South Wales are going to pop over that one on the left-hand side. You can see. Oh, well done. They've got over that, and they're out. There's another one forming, though. It's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, up and over, well done.
And that's the South Australian crew we've got on screen, and they're just...
in second there.
They are in second.
Yeah, doing well.
Second in the relay for South Australia. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a really strong effort from the crews down in Alley 6 there. The girls guy is out and running, and he's shooting around. Strong turnaround from South Australia here. And it's
is, provided New South Wales, hold it together. Second is really a bit of a wide open race.
Okay, Queensland have been pretty crafty in what they've done here. Instead of trying to get all of their rowers back in that boat, they've sent a swimmer in to go and tag the next person.
That's brilliant.
And so they're back in the race. They're in a drag race with South Australia, as you can see there. That's Queensland on screen. He's the Tassie runner. Look at him go.
But do you have to cross the line? Do you have to cross the line?
They just need one. No, they just need one person to come and tag. That's exactly right.
All right.
So that's very crafty work by Queensland. They're back in this. Sorry, there is one leg to go. I jumped the gun there, got a little bit excited.
All right, we were celebrating New South Wales catching the wave in here. This is going to be a great victory for them in their home state.
Now we can see there, that's vision of Queensland going out. Oh, we've slipped over. That's Palm Beach.
Yeah, this is it. This is the victory. Oh no, we got one more leg, mate.
Yeah, sorry folks, we're getting a little bit carried away here in the box. That is New South Wales. We've got one leg to go now, and that's the runner coming in for the changeover. New South Wales ahead by almost a full lap here. One would think, without a disaster, they're going to take this out. The catch being, if Queensland comes second, we're all tied up.
Oh, on the left again. Stay with it. Get that shot on. Get it on.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we're flicked over and that's all. That is huge surfboat action. Carnage aplenty. Wow, we've got a boat tipped over there.
That stood up like a block of flats, to quote Darryl Eastlake.
Darryl Eastlake, the great man, the predecessor.
Oh, wait up, out the back, Queensland. Queensland, good. Back in it. They're back from the dead, Queensland, and trailed, holding it well. Holding it well.
I was just holding here steady and then punching through a couple of white waters here.
That's Queensland on screen. Now they've ridden that wave down the face really well. They're going to come in back to seats there, the girls. Okay, quick changeover. We're going to have, I would say, the bowman jump out very soon. Yeah, here we go. She's throwing the oar across. Oh no, it's the sweep. He's jumped.
He's powered.
And he's putting in too.
Look at that. Oh.
Mate, we still have another whole leg to go. We have really jumped the gun here. It looks like New South Wales still have their open men, the Bulleye crew from last year. And we all know what happened in the race
last year, same position. Bulleye in the lead, nothing can touch him, and then snaps the sweep oar. And the sweep has to jump out of the boat and drag his body along to try and keep it straight. Couldn't do it, and they got done. So look,
heartbreak, wasn't it? Heartbreak, but we are here now in 2018 and this is what we've got ahead of us. All right, we're looking at some brilliant vision on the drone. We've got New South Wales coming back into the beach there. They're a long way ahead. My apologies, that was WA. It's a little bit hard to see at times. You can see they're about to get on a big runner here. Well done, rowing down the face of that. He's called him to trail. Runs jumped up the back of the boat so we can get the weight up the back of the boat. Fantastic skill from the sweep.
Just using his feet, using his core to try and keep the front of the boat in front of the back of the boat. That's the way they think, so I'm told.
All right, we are looking at the WA crew, but out the back we have New South Wales. Oh, if we can get some vision of that. Wow, we're waiting for a wave to go under them and nearly got sucked into it. We could have had a repeat of last year.
Yeah, honestly, but they were smart. They said, right, we're daylight ahead. Let's let this monstrosity, this biblical wave move underneath us, and we'll just take the next small one.
That's New South Wales there on screen now, rowing ahead of that wave, and they're going to come in and take out this relay, and well done to them.
One more leg.
How many bloody legs in this relay?
It's had premature today.
The runner's out and he's sprinting up the beach. We've got the last tag here.
Okay. So who we got coming in here? This looks like maybe South Australia or even Tassie, sort of a fair way behind. Okay, right. Most importantly, Bulleye. The Bulleye Gold, this team of champions that have sort of basically, they've won everything. They're on their way out. They know they've got to get in and out, and they're going to do it for their state.
Tassie on screen there. He's broken his sweep oar and he's still managing to try and get the crew into the beach
that's
there.
Tough with the broken sweep oar from the Tasmanian crew there.
It's got to
very hard work. The guys pulling him around to try and straighten it up to get back to the beach. You can see a wave forming behind them.
So what he might jump out and use his body to drag behind the boat here, just depending.
I don't know if that school of thought's got down to Tassie just yet.
Queensland pulling onto a nice one to complete their second last leg. Let's go to Queensland.
Okay, but recapping here. All right, looking at the drone footage, we have that is Queensland. New South Wales heading out. We've gone back now to. That's Queensland coming in. My apologies. Queensland coming in for the changeover. So New South Wales are currently doing their can turn, so they are half a leg ahead. And surely, without disaster, are going to wrap up the relay.
That's it.
Wave building here behind New South Wales.
On the right, wave building. Bulleye's waiting. New South Wales is waiting just for their right wave. They know they've got all the time in the world. They don't want to snap the oar like last year.
Really cracked away from right out the back of the cans there. The sweep's done. Oh no, I put the mocker on him here. And he's right.
Okay, so on screen now we have Bulleye sitting and waiting. Here, they're starting to row now. That's a tactical move by the sweep. He did not want to get gobbled up by a big wave, so he's waited. He knew he had time on his side, and now they've got something more gentle in. Smart move from Shane there from Bulleye Gelcon. He's been around the traps. He knows what he's doing. Okay, New South Wales coasting home now on a wave.
New South Wales coming into the beach. Yeah, here it is. Here's the crew coming in.
You can hear the cheers. New South Wales. Oh, and we've got a bit of action there behind them. A bit of carnage.
Down the beach, New South Wales.
Here we go. The New South Wales runner comes up to join his teammates and claim the win. And they're excited, and so they should be.
Glorious day at Elouera for the Blues on their home state. That's a pretty big deal.
On their home too.
Where this turns out here, Queensland need to come second here to keep equal. At the moment, we are on equal points, unless Queensland, something short happening to Queensland on the way in here.
Queensland coming in second.
Okay, we're watching the turn. We've got Queensland there coming in. That's at the...
Queensland have got second. So who's up for third? Let's have a look. Oh no, Queensland's...
That's Queensland coming in on the wave, left of screen. On the right-hand side, we have Tasmania coming in also, and we're about to see South Australia cross them. They'll be in the red vest. There they go. Okay, Queensland coming in on this wave here. They look pretty safe on that one. it's not of biblical proportions, as Dave has talked about before. So that should be pretty safe, and they'll be able to hold that all the way to the beach and wrap up second place in the relay.
Oh, that could be.
And I believe, gents, that squares us up.
Dead heat. Queensland, New South Wales. That might be a race-off. How good would that be? We're doing it again. It's like the time they replay the grand final at the MCG.
It's a walk-off. All right, for all those Zoolander fans out there.
Back to third.
Okay.
Because South Australia are so hot right now.
All right, we're looking at Queensland bringing up the boat. They were second in this relay, which meant the entire Interstate Challenge is squared up with Queensland and New South Wales on equal points.
We're going to have to go to a count back here to find out who's the winner here.
Could be who got more wins. And Queensland did get quite a few because the three girls divisions got up, so we'll see.
We're looking at South Australia coming in there. That's the Henley crew. I think that's the Henley Mac Dogs, their open men's crew. Fantastic result for South Australia too. They're going to claim third here as they cross the line. And the bowman puts on the pace all the way to the flag. Well done, and they're excited about that, and so they should be. Fantastic result.
Here comes.
Fantastic result from South Australia. So New South Wales wins the relay, Queensland second, South Australia third. And we've still got a few going. We've got WA coming in on a wave. We can't see that at the moment. We're focused on the South Australian team.
Just been told by one of the officials that there's bonus 20 points on top of the normal points for the winner of the relay. So that seems like it's New South Wales.
Sounds like a made-up rule.
Okay, a little bit of conjecture here about the point scoring. There might be some bonus points on offer for the relay that we were unaware of up here in the commentary box. But I'll tell you what, gents, that was a fantastic race.
Yeah, absolutely. As the final crews sort of paddle in, like, you know, wow, it's just what a unique event. Eight crews back to back as a team. Incredible relay.
That's right. Now, I hope at home you could make heads or tails of that, because obviously there's a fair bit going on at the beach. It's pretty hard to capture on screen, but I think there was plenty of action for everyone.
Yeah, there sure was, mate. We couldn't keep up, and we're sitting at the beach here, so...
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've still got Lawn coming in. They're finishing up. That's the Lawn 31 crew on screen there now. That's their open men, I believe.
I think the Tassie crew...
That might be their open women. My apologies. It is tough to give you.
Everyone. All round, like all the crews, they have to synchronise, getting in, getting out. But New South Wales, they just did it better.
They're very strong, aren't they? They led almost from start to finish there. Once they pulled away, they held that gap, and they were pretty safe.
Yeah, they really performed well there. The sweeps really held strong. Some great waves. Even a couple of stops there from the New South Wales guys. Just playing it safe. They knew they had the lead. They wanted to make sure that they didn't jeopardise that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You're right. Now, look, we're just looking down at the beach here. You can't see that at home. Oh, there we go. Thank you, cameraman. That is actually the Lawn open men, the Lawn 31 getting in. We've just had the girls jump out, so they might have had a few troubles out there at sea. They seem to be a little way behind, which is unusual.
No, I think they're just finishing off the race. I think most of the crews are pretty much wrapped up. But you got to complete the finish, and it would be un-Victorian for them to not complete the race.
That's exactly right.
Totality.
That's exactly right, mate. Yes, no, I like that. Very proud that we are Victorians. Okay, well, gents, that's a lot of action to take in for one afternoon, I've got to be honest, and we've still got 2 days of it to come.
Yeah. Oh, you know, so first of all, huge thanks to Elouera. You can see the views coming. This is from the deck of the Elouera Surf Club. If you live in Sydney, get down here and have a beer, have a meal. The other one's Destination New South Wales. You know, they got behind bringing these over 2,000 athletes from around Australia to this great country. Speaking of athletes, throw down to Az and Eddie on the beach.
Do they not see us? Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yeah. All right, we are live here in an amazing relay we just saw. And if it's the first time you've watched surf boats and that's the first thing you see, you're hooked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The relay is just full of energy. There's boats flying everywhere. Just you can't get past it.
Now, the situation at the moment is we're triple checking the points. We think we're on equal points at the moment, and now there's a count back process that will go underway. So it could take upwards of 5 to 20 minutes to work that out. So we're just deciding now what we're going to do. We're obviously keen to wait around. I'm sure Frankie can talk some smack up there in the live stream, but we're just going to move down to the Tassie team. Follow me.
And here we go. Here's the Tassie team. Hey! Come here. We have the Tassie team here. How are they going? They're so pumped. And they're from all across Australia as well. How are you guys feeling?
Put your hand up.
Great effort. Happened. Well done, guys.
Everyone.
Just the camaraderie amongst these crews, you know, and the pep talks from the sweeps. Different sweeps, all sweeps give a great pep talk. That's what they're there for. But to then get multiple pep talks from multiple sweeps as part of the state team is pretty glorious.
Mate, I think you've watched Mighty Ducks a couple of times in your lifetime. You're fond of the halftime talk, are you?
Oh, absolutely.
Quack,
What's
quack,
wrong with it?
quack. Yeah, no, fair enough. No, fantastic result, as you said. You can see the Tasmanian team there, the shots of them out on the beach. I think they ended up coming 4th or 5th, which is a great result for Tasmania. And then you can see what it means to the athletes. To be a part of this is huge. Up the pointy end of the field, we have New South Wales and Queensland absolutely neck and neck on points. We're still waiting to hear the countback results there of what's going to happen. I'm voting for a super over, Big Bash style.
Oh mate, wouldn't that be something to watch?
I don't know how we're going to do it, but
all 6 boats round 1 can. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that could be interesting.
I think maybe they should have a crew selected with one athlete from 4 different divisions. Like, so you have to do a composite.
Okay, I like that. That's not bad at all. Well, I was more thinking we put a set of stumps on the beach and have a bowl off. A bit of beach cricket, just mix codes a little bit. But nonetheless, I'm sure they'll sort it out and we'll have a victor here, and a very worthy victor too. Once again, New South Wales and Queensland particularly dominant throughout the whole interstate series.
So, yeah, no question New South Wales won the relay. The only question now is how many points does that leave them on overall? Are there or are there not bonus points? It's something that one of the officials has categorically told me there's bonus points, which would be in New South Wales' favour. But as a Queenslander, my heart hopes that's not true.
We'll wait and see, Dave. We'll wait and see. All right, we're going to run through the...
Chuck it down the beach for a second.
Sorry, we're going to go down to the beach.
Thank you very much for your patience at home. Unfortunately, we've got some bad news. The event organisers and the referee are going to go up and triple check the points, which we think is going to take about half an hour. So we are going to cut the stream off and we will do an announcement via Facebook Live on the mobile at the presentations in about half an hour. So it's currently tied between New South Wales and Queensland. There's a countback process that we want to make sure we get right. So we're not going to rush any decisions on this. I should just drop the mic and leave. You're a star. Thank you very much for joining us, to Nick at the top and all the new guys that we've had on. We've got Tash Tunney joining us tomorrow on the live stream, the ASRL secretary. She's going to be throwing in some comments, but did you have fun? Surely.
Absolutely. Great day.
Yeah, good work. Tomorrow we're on from 9 AM New South Wales time. We've got the Trans-Tasman competition, which will start at around 9:30, so we're going to get right into that. We are going to have the opening ceremony as part of that format, and then we're going to go race for race all the way through to the end of the day. And then Sunday, it's all about finals. Thank you very much to Destination New South Wales Government, Team Navy, NU Pure Water, and of course the local council here as well have been fantastic. Queensland, New South Wales, we'll have to see.
Absolutely. I don't know. I'm not calling it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Bye for now.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Az. We're back up here in the commentary box. It's on the balcony of the beautiful Elouera Surf Club. Of course, I'm with Nick here from Avalon Beach Surf Club and Dave from Kurrawa. He's got the hat on and everything. All right, gents, what an afternoon of racing.
What a day. What a day. Just superb effort by everyone. The state teams have got their, collective units together. They race individually superbly, but then also as a crew, as a team in that incredible, it's really I think it should be regarded as one of the most iconic events in Australian sport, that relay at the end. Like up there with the Sydney to Hobart. We need to do more as surfboat rowers. No, really, I mean it. Like we need to do more as a surfboat community to promote that, because it's just, it's a glorious thing.
It's a fantastic event, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, no, it is. It's great. And we spoke about the prestige and the pride of representing your state. And congratulations to all the competitors here who were chosen, who were selected to do that this afternoon. Great stuff. Now, Nick, moving forward for the rest of the weekend, it's day one of 3 days here at the ASRL Open. What's the forecast, mate? Any hot tips for us?
Mate, we've got a big couple of days of racing, haven't we? We're kicking off tomorrow. We've got a couple of younger divisions tomorrow morning, and then we're crossing in. We've got the Trans-Tasman Cup, the Australia versus New Zealand, mate. That is going to be something to watch.
Correct, absolutely. Now, I'll just give the guys at home a little bit about that. Each year, we have a national team selection event, which was held at Kurrawa, Dave's home beach this year in December. The best surfboat crews in Australia fight it out, and they select the Australian crews. We have an open men and women and a development squad as well, an under 23 men and women. Of course, that is selected so they can race off against New Zealand in a test match, and that happens tomorrow morning here at the ASRL Open. All right, I think it's about time to wrap it up for today. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't got a call on the score yet for the Interstate Challenge. Who won? But they're down at the beach counting the points currently, and we will let you know bright and early in the morning, and you can also see it on the ASRL post. But I'd like to say thank you to Dave, thank you to Nick, thank you to all involved, Team Navy for being our major sponsor, Destination New South Wales, of course. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and we'll welcome you back early in the morning, and we'll get stuck into it. All right, boys, thank you very much.
Good work, Drew.
Bye.